105.7 FM, a member of the Blue Sky Media Radio Network.
And good evening, everybody. We welcome you tonight to Ranger Field on a Friday night as the Alva Goldbugs get set to close out the regular season portion of their schedule, as the Bugs also have their final game here at Ranger Field this evening. They welcome in to a District 1 opponent and longtime rival, the Chisholm Longhorns. Both teams have had a tough year, as we'll talk about as far as records go. Both teams still fighting, obviously, to end the regular season with a positive note. And we'll also spend some time on our pregame show tonight talking about playoff possibilities, because if you've listened at any time over the last couple of weeks, there is actually a possibility for both teams making the playoffs because of a ruling from the OSSAA that came down a few weeks ago. So we'll see what happens tonight and then what we might see happen going into the future for really both of these teams, with a possible first-round play-in game on the table for next week. So a lot to pack up. Plus, it's just a big rivalry game, obviously, when the Alva Goldbugs take on the Chisholm Longhorns. Of course, I'm Craig Kilman, my partner, back in the booth tonight. We're certainly happy to have him as Mr. Chris Ruwalt. And back on the sidelines with us tonight will be Dalton Beeler, our entire crew. Let's take an opening timeout. We'll set the stage on our pregame show as you're listening to Alva Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank, here on Classic Hits 105.7.
We invite you to stop by and learn more about the qualities that we display, like community involvement and great customer service.
Call, stop by, or visit www.alvastatebank.com to open an account and let us show you what family banking is all about. We are big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Holder Drug has been serving the community of Alva since 1952. When you are in need of medication, healthcare items, and more, look to none other than Holder Drug, Alva's local pharmacy. Holder Drug is locally and family owned and is always ready to serve you. They offer convenient drive-through pickup as well as free delivery with your medication. They also offer a number of gift ideas for those special holidays. For more information, visit their website, www.holderdrug.com, or stop by 513 Barnes Avenue in downtown Alva.
At Bank Central, we're constantly finding the latest technology to make our banking experience easier for you. Downloading our mobile app will help you bank with ease. Our newly updated app allows you to block transactions on your debit card, receive alerts, schedule transfers between accounts, and log in with Touch ID. That's our newly updated Bank Central app. Find it in your app store for free. Bank Central wishes good luck to all our area teams this season. Bank Central, where we are centered on you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back to Ranger Field tonight on a Friday evening here in Alva, Oklahoma, as the Goldbugs get set to tangle with their very much longtime rival, the Chisholm Longhorns. It's been really, in terms of win-losses, which we'll talk about, one of the closest series that Alva has that they'll play. It's also a gorgeous night for football. Current temperature 64 degrees, and there's really not a lot of wind to speak of. What there is a little bit out of the southeast, but 64 degrees, going to be close to your game time temperatures tonight. So not a whole lot better that you could ask for an early November regular season finale tonight between the Goldbugs and the Longhorns. A couple of things to make note of as we get our pregame show underway. Don't forget our game available actually three ways if you want to catch our broadcast tonight. You can listen over the airways via 105.7 FM and 106.1 FM. You can also listen to our audio-only stream over the internet via alvaradio.com. And we do have the internet video stream up tonight for tonight's game as well. Just go to youtube.com, and all you have to do is type in Classic Hits 105.7. Should be able to bring up the YouTube channel, and we'll be video streaming our contest tonight as well. Plus, again, a big thank you as we start our broadcast to our Bugbacker sponsors. We want to give them a shout-out as we try to do every time out. Our title sponsor, of course, for all Goldbug activities is Alva State Bank. Once we talk about the scoreboards tonight, whether it be giving scores or obviously just the score for this game, that'll be the Community Bank scoreboard. They are the big sponsor for that. Our other bug backer sponsors, we would like to thank Holder Drug, Alva Farmers Co-op, Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma, Foots Farm Supply, Beatles Nursing Home, Bank Central National Association, Pioneer Cellular, Farm Bureau, also Alva Vision Clinic, and E&J Financial, and a couple of other sponsors. During our pregame show towards the end, we have our keys to the game to talk about what keys we need for the Goldbugs to possibly bring home a win tonight. That's always sponsored by G&G Home Furnishings. And after the game is over, of course, in our postgame show, every game we pass out our offensive player of the game, sponsored by K&K Body Works, and our defensive player of the game, brought to you by Northwest Electric. Let's talk pregame-wise for Alva Chisholm as we welcome back in Mr. Chris Ruwalt. Chris, well, what a great thing it is to have you back. We missed you the last couple of weeks. We missed out on the Hennessy game and the Blackwell game, which was actually last Saturday, the way that one fell out. But I think, we tried to hold down the fort. Dalton had a chance to get up and be a part of the booth rather than being on the sideline. But we certainly missed you, man.
Yeah, and I certainly missed being up here with you guys. And just listening, I was just blown away again by just what a great job you do, Craig. And it's funny, when you listen to it from the other side, it just feels different. It's just got a different feel to it. And man, what a great job you do on the play-by-play. And Dalton did a fantastic job too, kind of giving us some insight from a coach's perspective. But I'm awfully glad to be back.
Dalton, let's check in with you from the sideline. If we've got you here in the early going, you really have a great look at things tonight. As we mentioned, sometimes the sideline guy gets sidelined with some tough weather, but it is gorgeous out there tonight with temperatures in the 60s. Talk a little bit about just what it feels like out there on the sidelines.
Absolutely. First off, I want to say I'm glad to be back. I do appreciate those who allow me to be here every week. It feels good out. Nice little breeze. I mean, this is usually what you're looking for in an October game, definitely not in a November game. The guys flying around, they just went into the locker room. I think they're ready to play some football.
Hey, also real quickly, and we'll talk about this throughout the night as well, you obviously played for the Alva Goldbugs. You are an alumnus of Alva. You know everything, or certainly a lot, about what it means to play Alva Chisholm. So just a quick early take for you. I know this is – both teams have had a tough season. The Goldbugs are 2-7. The Longhorns are 2-6. But it's one of those rivalry-type games, and you've been in the thick of it, that it really doesn't matter what the records are. I would imagine both of these teams are going to go out and kind of want to knock each other around. So even though the records aren't the way both teams want it, this has to feel like a big game every year, is it not?
Absolutely. When you don that black and gold and you step on the field to play against those Longhorns, there's just something inside of you that it grabs another gear, and you're just excited. You want to go and do everything you can to make them remember the night that they stepped on the field across from you as a Goldbug.
Absolutely. And again, Dalton will be checking with you from the sidelines throughout the evening as the Goldbugs will get set to tangle with the Chisholm Longhorns. Alva coming off a very, very tough loss, which we'll talk a little bit about. Obviously, it was a game that was played last Saturday instead of Friday. Of course, we had early portion of last week had kind of that really freak October ice storm and that you just don't typically see in Oklahoma, and that caused all kinds of problems around the state. Alva luckily didn't get hit quite as hard, although we did see the first 2 days, out of school because of the weather conditions. But, it wasn't a kind of a devastating thing in terms of loss of power and things like that. Many parts of the state are actually just now getting power back on, to be honest, because it hit everything so hard. And Blackwell was hit particularly hard by it. They had power outages for a good portion of last week, so they made the choice. I think we kind of found out officially by Thursday, I believe, where both coaches, Coach Rick Lang for Blackwell and, of course, Coach Sklar for Alva, kind of discussed things and decided they would move the game to a Saturday afternoon. So they played that as a 1 o'clock kickoff with Alva and Blackwell. And, Chris, I know you didn't have a chance to be at that one. Dalton and I certainly did. But, That was just an interesting scenario. You know, football is pretty regimented usually in terms of when you play the games outside of the Thursday night games that you typically have around fall break. Usually it's a Friday night, unless you get deep in the playoffs and you can play some different times and things like that. But, wound up being a Saturday afternoon. It just was one of those weird games where I really felt like Alva was going to step on the field, play pretty well, and it just didn't happen. Blackwell kind of felt a little bit more into it from the start, if that makes any sense. And it was just a tough one for Alva as they wound up getting shut out. And that's the first time since last year with Luther that we saw the Goldbugs not even score a point.
Yeah, and of course it's hard to comment on a game that you didn't see.
Right, I get that.
But I can imagine. In fact, I'd be curious for Dalton to weigh in on this. Just from an athlete's perspective, when you're used to playing on a Friday night and then you have to play on a Saturday, and it's not even something you've really planned for, right? I mean, it's a late in the week kind of adjustment because of the weather and because of the roads and the power outage and so forth. I just wonder, just from an athlete's perspective, when you get an interruption to your routine like that, how that affects you.
Yeah, Dalton, can you weigh in on that one?
Yeah, that's it is tough because you are so used to that routine, and it is such a mental preparation for the game of football. When I was coaching and as a player, I had coaches tell me all the time, and I told my guys all the time, on Monday, you got to start getting that motor cranked up, ready to go for Friday night. And then a wrench like that gets thrown in there, your groove for the whole week gets thrown off, and it takes a little special character to really be able to get over that hump.
Yeah, and it said it was just one of those tough games. And Dalton, you had a chance to see it, obviously. Give me your thoughts on it as well. It was another game where Alva certainly wasn't out of it for a good portion. I mean, the game was only 16-0 at halftime, similar to when the Bugs trailed 15-0 against Hennessy. But it just felt like, really, as the game wore on, Alva just, especially from an offensive perspective, there just wasn't a lot of consistency. And then you take the second half when Gavin Perez, probably your most kind of explosive, certainly receiver and really offense and defense, probably your quickest guy on the field. When he went down, then everything else just kind of fell from there. It was just a flat day, honestly. And I mean, I certainly gave credit to Blackwell because I thought they played well, but it was one of those games where you felt early on it was just a tough call for the Goldbugs.
Absolutely. Like you talked about, being down at halftime and then trying to come up and make the plays you need to make. And we had just a little bit of momentum coming out of half, and then Gavin getting hurt really took the wind out of our sails. And it makes it hard when you're out of your routine, your back's up against a wall, and you're just kind of on a losing streak to climb out from that situation. And we just weren't able to do that last week. Yeah,
Goldbugs again fell to the Maroons. Were shut out 28-0. We talk about that one, Chris, and I transitioned to talking about Chisholm. Chisholm has had a tough year, as have the Goldbugs. They just have a 2-6 mark because they lost a game last week to COVID. They didn't get to play their Newkirk game, which was on the schedule. So they're 2-6. They're 1-5, I believe, in district play. The Goldbugs are 2-7 and 1-4. So it's going to be an interesting thing from a Chisholm perspective. They've had an extra week to prepare. I've obviously played their game on a Saturday, but Chisholm had an extra week. So we've got much more to go as we roll through our coverage tonight as the Goldbugs and the Chisholm Longhorns get set to do battle. Again, kickoff time set for 7 o'clock. We'll be back coming up right after this. Again, you're listening to our coverage of Alva Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank, here on Classic Hits 105.7.
At Bank Central, we're constantly finding the latest technology to make our banking experience easier for you. Downloading our mobile app will help you bank with ease. Our newly updated app allows you to block transactions on your debit card, receive alerts, schedule transfers between accounts, and log in with Touch ID. That's our newly updated Bank Central app. Find it in your app store for free. Bank Central wishes good luck to all our area teams this season. Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
Dr. Troy Smith wants you to see a difference today at Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source. Dr. Smith offers a variety of services to patients of all ages, from your child's first eye exam to pre- and post-cataract and LASIK surgery appointments. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30, with appointments beginning at 7:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Alva Vision Clinic is here to serve you. Let them show you a difference in your vision. Stop by 504 College in Alva or give them a call today at 580-327-2393.
Whether you're purchasing a new home, renovating your existing home, or using the equity in your home for other needs, the home loan products at Community Bank has you covered. Stop by 1729 College Boulevard right here in Alva or call 580-327-5500 today to visit with one of their home loan experts and let them help you get started with your home needs today. Community Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Adam Jordan with Beatles Nursing Home. At Beatles, we let our reputation speak for itself. Here's what the family of one of our residents had to say about their experience.
The love and patience projected by the administration and staff is greatly appreciated by our family. The difference between a job and ministry is evident at Beatles Nursing Home.
If you're looking for comprehensive health care in a Christian environment, look no further than Beatles Nursing Home, located at 916 Noble Street in Alva.
Welcome back to Ranger Field in Alva tonight. Our pregame show underway, obviously, as the Gold Bugs get set to take on the Chisholm Longhorns. Craig Kilman alongside Chris Ruwalt and Dalton Beeler. Chris, let's talk about the district standings as we come into tonight. And, of course, it's been a weird year district-wise, as it has been just a weird year, period, in terms of football with COVID-19. And Alva, from their part, hasn't had a game taken away because of that, which is honestly pretty surprising when you think about it. I think we're about the only one other than Blackwell in the district that hasn't happened to. But if you look at how the district shapes in coming into tonight, OCS is going to win the district regardless of what happens in their game tonight. They are currently coming into the tonight 8-0 overall, but also undefeated in district play. Luther and Perry are the two teams that are battling out for that number 2 spot. I believe they still have to play each other, so that will be a game that will decide that. But Luther currently is 4-1 in district. Perry's 3-1. Each of those teams, the only loss they have to the district is to OCS. Then when you look at the number 4 team, well, right now, anyways, it's the Blackwell Maroons. They are in line to get that 4th seed, depending on what happens potentially tonight. But the Maroons, via that win last week over Alva, are 3-3 in district and 5-4 overall. Right behind them is the the Hennessy Eagles. The Eagles are 2-2 in district. They've had actually 2 games wiped away via COVID-19, and they're 3-4 overall. Then you have Chisholm, Alva, and Newkirk right behind each other at that point. In fact, both Alva and Chisholm only have 1 district win. The Gold Bugs are 1-5. The Longhorns are 1-4. And then, of course, you have Newkirk that hasn't won a game. They're 0-7 overall. They've also lost 2 games via COVID-19. And then the Tigers are also 0-4 in district. So what'll be interesting, and I don't totally know the answer tonight, and I don't know if we'll know it by the time the game is over tonight, but Dalton and I talked about this a couple of weeks ago with the Hennessy game, with the OSSAA opening up the potential for basically every team in the state to play a first-round playoff game if they so choose. This may not be the Gold Bugs' last game, win or lose, depending on what happens on the field tonight. We'll have to obviously see how that plays out, but win or lose, and certainly if you win, you up your opportunity in terms of how you're going to finally be seeded when the playoff picture does come out. And it could mean the fact of, if you lose tonight, you're definitely going to be at least the 7th seed, essentially, from the district. If you win, you have a chance to get that number 6 spot. So regardless of whatever happens, it's a rivalry game, as we talked about. It was also important, I think, for both teams, especially if they decide to go ahead and play next week, right?
Yeah, there's no question about it. Because of the OSSAA ruling, this game carries some significance to it. It would carry significance regardless because, like you said, it is a rivalry game, and let's face it, even if you go 1-9, if that one victory is against Chisholm, you feel pretty good. I mean, at least you got one over against your rival. But having said that, when you're talking about the difference between finishing 7th and finishing 6th, well, that's the difference between having to go to Jones,
yeah,
or having to go to Chandler, or having to go to Kellyville,
right?
Depending on how things shake out in District 2. So there's potentially quite a bit on the line. Now you're going to have to go on the road regardless next week if you decide to play.
Yeah.
But you'd feel a lot better about your chances. Not that it's going to be easy playing Chandler or Kellyville if that's the way it shakes out.
Right.
But you definitely, I would think, you would like your chances better against Chandler or Kellyville than you would against Jones.
Right. Jones, who has been preseason top 5 most of the year. Now, they did lose to Millwood. That's what Millwood's in line to win, essentially, District 2A2, which is who 2A1 is matched up with in that first-round slate of games. But, yeah, Jones is typically a different animal. They do have 2 losses overall. One of them was in the non-district. But, again, the only district loss came in that matchup with Millwood. So, yeah, good point. I mean, you're either going to Jones, where you're facing a top 10 team, or Chandler, who is a team that's also – pretty good, but yeah.
Now you could, and depending on how it all shakes out, in District 2, the teams battling for that third slot, you've got Chandler, who's 3-2, and you've got Kellyville, who's 3-3.
Right.
If Kellyville were to win, and there's only a 9-point difference in their district points.
Right, so very close there.
Yeah, so it's entirely conceivable that Kellyville could win and Chandler could lose, and then you'd end up going to Kellyville instead of Chandler. Like I said, neither one are going to be a walk in the park, but I would think that either one of them would be an easier path for you than having to go to Jones.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair assessment. That is for sure. Much more to go as we continue with our pregame show. We'll have our G&G Home Furnishings keys to the game. We'll talk a little bit about the series history between Alva and Chisholm. Again, it's one of the longtime rivals. First game between these two teams, it goes back to the 1976 season, and it's also almost dead even in terms of wins and losses. It has been that competitive over the years, and so just another Alva Chisholm game. We'll see how it shakes out tonight. So much more to go as we roll through more of our pregame show and get you closer to kickoff tonight. Alva versus Chisholm. This is Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit gopioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Today's economic environment brings challenges, but along with challenges comes opportunities and potential rewards. At E&J Financial, we offer a consolidated approach to your financial future. E&J is independent and locally owned, servicing all of Oklahoma and Kansas. Plus, we can write all insurance lines, including auto, home, farm and ranch, business, health, and life. You already trust E&J with your taxes and wealth management. Now trust us to take care of your insurance needs. Stop by for more information at any of our locations in Stillwater, Woodward, and right here in Alva.
As we head into the fall season, don't forget about the Farmers Co-op and Pride Tire and Auto Center for all of your car care needs. From oil changes to tires, brakes, and front-end alignments, let our caring and knowledgeable staff help you with the maintenance on your vehicle. Stop by 901 Steeling Street or call us at 580-327-0521. That's 327-0521 to schedule an appointment Monday through Friday.
Build a great future for yourself at Northwest Technology Center. Enroll this month in one of their great evening courses. They offer classes in computers, health-related areas, business and professional development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center, preparing students for success in education, careers, and life. Welcome back to Ranger Field tonight as the Goldbugs and the Chisholm Longhorns get closer in this big-time rivalry matchup. Before we talk in terms of series history, Chris, let's just go right into it as we do every game, really, and kind of get the keys to the game. Goldbugs coming off that game in which they didn't score a point against Blackwell. Chisholm, here's what's interesting about that. What's interesting about Alva losing to Blackwell, the game prior to last week, which Chisholm, we mentioned, didn't get to play last week because of their game with Newkirk, wiping away via COVID. The game prior to that was against Blackwell, and Chisholm just absolutely manhandled the Maroons, winning that one 43-6. You can't always go game to game in terms of what's going to happen, but that's an interesting game to note when you look at how Alva would match up tonight against this Longhorn team.
Yeah, I think you're right. It's hard to go, common opponents because situations are different and there are different contexts and injuries and so on and so forth. But it certainly gives you pause for sure, considering how Blackwell was able to handle us last week and how Chisholm was able to handle Blackwell. But there are factors involved. It was a Saturday game. You did have to drive out there. You get Chisholm to come out here. You've been a little bit more regulated this week in terms of your practice, a little bit more the routine kind of feel to it. And, and I would think that getting up to play Chisholm is probably a little easier than getting up to play Blackwell on a Saturday afternoon.
You would hope so, yeah.
Yeah, and so really if I'm looking at the keys to this thing tonight, I'm looking at a couple of things. One, I'm looking at where this team is mentally. You're at the end of a long season. You're at the end of a hard season. Can you find it in yourself to get up one more time and to really come out and play with some intensity and really play with some fire? Another key to the game, and this is going to be a little bit more football centric. Well, they're both football centric,
right? I got
you. But you've got to find a way to take some pressure off your freshman quarterback.
Yes, absolutely.
If I were a defensive coordinator playing a true freshman quarterback on the other side, I would blitz. And then I would blitz, and then I would blitz, and I would blitz all night long until they showed that they could beat me in the blitz. And so if you've got a screenplay in your playbook, if you've got draw plays, this is the night to bring those out because you want to get off to a good start in this game too, because you've got to figure out a way to start building some confidence. And look, if you can be in this game, if you can be within a touchdown, or if you can even be up going into the fourth quarter, then I think you got a realistic shot at this thing.
I will also, you always mention keys to the game and things that happen, and some things you control, some things you can't. We got to throw some injuries in that as well. The Goldbugs obviously have been hit by the injury bug. We've known for a while. Of course, Caden Slater's been out with the shoulder surgery. Corey Faulkner not going to be back. And then the real big one from last week that we mentioned earlier was Gavin Perez. He was hurt against Blackwell. He will not play tonight. That's another kid you feel bad for because as a senior, he's going to miss out on that final home game. So therefore, other guys, Gavin's not there to pick up the slack. So you're going to lean maybe on a Drake Wharton. You're going to leave as far as passing on a Zane Tiger. Some of those guys have to be the guys that maybe pull the pressure off of Dalen Malone a little bit. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. And then you've got to have a good night from your offensive line, and you've got to have a good night from your play caller, and all of those things kind of factor into it. And so we'll see what the Goldbugs have.
We'll take a timeout. National anthem coming up. We'll talk a little bit more in depth about the series histories. Got starting lineups between both teams coming up as well. But we'll take a final timeout and be back and get you ready for kickoff. Alva versus Chisholm tonight, right here on Classic Hits 105.7.
From the farmer's field that produces your food to the football field where the Goldbugs play, Woods County Farm Bureau is committed to supporting this community and others like it across northwest Oklahoma. Woods County Farm Bureau provides a peace of mind to families through home, auto, life, and commercial insurance with affordable coverage and exceptional service. Give Kenneth Bird a call today at 580-327-3432. Again, that's 327-3432.
Whatever your lending needs, Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma can help. Real estate loans, operating loans and equipment loans, roll home loans, livestock loans, ag business loans, and more, all handled with personal service, quick response, and individual attention. When you're ready to raise the stakes, they are the ones raising their hands to help. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff knows the greater Alva community and are the ones to help you with the loans you need. Next time you're in need of a loan, visit Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma in Alva, your source for agricultural loans and services.
Foots Farm Supply in Alva has everything you will need in the way of supplies for your farm or ranch. Foots carries a full line of vet supplies, as well as everything you will need for the next farm or ranch project. With winter right around the corner, they have new 600 and 1200 denier blankets in stock for you to choose from. Remember, if we don't have it, we will work to get it for you. So the next time you need everything for your farm or ranch, see the friendly folks at Foots Farm Supply, located at 618 Flynn, right here in Alva.
And welcome back. We have had the national anthem. Both teams about to come back out on the field, still looking for the opening coin toss and just about ready to get this one kicked off tonight. Alva Chisholm in the final regular season home game of the year for the Goldbugs. Alva Chisholm series, we told you it was very close. It is. It's, in fact, going into last year's game, the series was an actual dead heat. The first game between these two teams came back in 1976. The Goldbugs won that game 27-7. And then the series it's been an interesting one because you've had periods in which Chisholm has dominated for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Then the Goldbugs have done the same. The Goldbugs' best stretch in the series came relatively, not necessarily late in the series. It's been relatively, recent, if you will. From 2002 to 2012, the Goldbugs beat the Longhorns 9 consecutive times and had 4 shutouts over that span. However, the Longhorns have flipped the script. Alva only has 1 win against Chisholm over the last 7 games of the series. Chisholm's won 6 of 7. The only win for Alva came in that 2018 game in which the Goldbugs won 27-8. So that's how the series history essentially shakes out. Both teams are about to meet at midfield. They'll have the opening coin toss. Let's go through the starting lineups, though. Offensively for the Goldbugs, this is what we expect. Across the offensive line, shouldn't see any real major changes there. You've got 3 seniors essentially on the left side with Alec Ferguson, Cole Wersig, and Baylor Wren as the center. And the right side will have Dalton Martini and Peyton Nusser. Your starting quarterback will be the young freshman Dalen Malone, who will get his 3rd official start as a quarterback for the Goldbugs. The tailback to start we expect will be Drake Wharton. You're going to also see Nate Hunt and Keaton Lewis more than likely carry the ball tonight for the Goldbugs. The big question is as far as the receiving core goes, because you don't have Gavin Perez, so your top wideout is definitely the senior Zane Tiger. Who else throws into that mix? I think we'll see Bowden Madrid, who we saw a little bit. He's a freshman that's been steadily getting playing time. We could see a Drew Glass step back in there as well, and we'll see if there's any other names that kind of get thrown in there. Tight end position, with no Corey Faulkner, Devin Doty's been doing a pretty good job, and so has Hunter Miller at times being in that spot as well. So that's offensively for the Goldbugs. For the Longhorns, when they're on offense, their offensive line will have Keegan Goddard, Hayden Kuchel, Christian Reed, Kelly Lovely, and Cody Cross. Their quarterback will be a junior, number 1, Bryce Patton, who's thrown for over 800 yards. He's thrown 7 touchdowns and 7 interceptions on the season. Their top running back in terms of statistics is Luke Valenti, who's a senior. We'll see him run the ball tonight. You'll also see John Shepard carry the ball. 2 other slot backs that will carry the ball significantly would be Grant Biggers and Heston Daniels. They run that variation of a wing T to the Longhorns, and their 2 wideouts for the most part are going to be Cody Wickert and Liam Johnston. So that's offensively. Defensively for the Goldbugs, across the front, Logan Nusser and Devin Doty at the ends, Dominic Covert, Ben Eads. Also going to see guys like Austin Ferguson and Peyton Nusser and those guys step on that defensive tackle spot. The linebackers, of course, are Cole Wersig, Keaton Lewis, Nate Hunt. And again, the defensive backfield, that's going to be what's going to be interesting as well. You don't have Gavin Perez, so you've got guys like Drew Glass, Zane Tiger. You may have to throw Dalen Malone back in as well, even though they've been trying to just play him, from a quarterback position, but you may have to because of just of injuries. Also, linebacker-wise, I don't think I mentioned, but David Carpenter will get the start there as well. So, Goldbugs are going to kick off to open up the ball game. So, it'll be the Chisholm Longhorns that will have the opening possession. And for Alva, this, of course, a north-south field. So the Goldbugs kick off from the south end zone. Chisholm receives from the north end zone and moves from left to right across your radio dial. And this Alva-Chisholm rivalry game, in which Chisholm leads the all-time series 22-21, will kick off just momentarily as Samuel Houston, the senior for the Goldbugs, will tee it up from the 40. Here's his deep step, and he will get the leg into it. Pretty good one, taken at the 5, 10, 15, up to the 20, to the 25. Breaks a tackle 30, up to the 31, maybe 32 for the Longhorn ball carrier. And then the Goldbugs kind of gang tackle from that point. So not a bad return, though, as looked like Randy Rasal, who is a sophomore, took it from about the 5 up to, they're going to spot it, I believe, to the 32. So we are underway in this one as Bryce Patton will lead the Longhorns out. Bryce, when he's gone to the air, has completed around 50% of his passes on the season. Patton also has rushed for only 67 yards. He hasn't been a big rushing threat. There's a flea flicker play for the Longhorns. Patton throws it up for grabs, and the reception is in and out of the intended receiver at the Goldbug 40-yard line. They did some razzle-dazzle. They flipped to one of the slot backs. He went to the right, flipped back left, and made it a flea flicker. And I think we also have a flag in the backfield as well. They were trying to go to Cody Wickard on that deep ball. And now we'll have to read the flag, which is on right at about the line of scrimmage at the 32. It looks like it's going to go against the Goldbugs, and they're going to call roughing the passer. My goodness. So the Alva got pressure on Patton at the last second, but apparently didn't ease up enough. And so that is going to be a huge personal foul penalty. And right off the bat, Chisholm now has it up to the Goldbug 48-yard line. Wow.
Well, that's certainly not the way you want to start the game. I mean, you get them on the incomplete pass, and then you give them 15 yards.
This is Luke Bellini at the quarterback. They direct snap it to him. Little toss over to the left side. It's completed, and it'll be just shy of the first down, but the Longhorns will have the ball inside Alva's into the field as they take it for a 7-yard gain to the 45, so it'll be 2nd and 3. It was Drew Kiefer who picked up. This snap was well over the head, deep to the quarterback. That was a really bad snap by the Longhorn center. And it goes all the way back inside Chisholm's into the field to the 33. What a huge mistake on the snap, as Bellini couldn't handle that one. So, wow. 3rd and a country mile now for the Longhorns.
Yeah, the snap sailed on him is what happened. And, I don't know how tall he is, but let's say he's 5'10". That snap was every bit of 6'4" or 6'5". It just sailed over his head, and there wasn't a whole lot he could do other than just try to get back there and fall on it, which is what he did.
Here's how high that snap was, because he's actually listed, Bellini is at 6'3". So
6'3"?
Yeah,
well, it was at 6'8" or 6'9".
There you go. Here's the snap to Bellini. It's a fake. He wants to keep it, and he will get to the 35 and no further as the Goldbugs will make the stop. Peyton Nusser in on the stop, along with Alec Ferguson and that whole front for the Goldbugs. So that is a huge situation, Chris. We had the personal foul that gave Chisholm the penalty in Alva's territory, and then the big bad snap. All of a sudden now Chisholm's got a punt.
Yeah, it certainly worked out well for you there. I mean, the bad snap helps, but, you did a pretty good job, holding him, and so now you got to get some points.
So here's the snap back to the punter for Chisholm. It's a high kick. Nate Hunt back to receive it. He fumbled the punt. Oh, my goodness, there's a scramble for it, and now both teams are kind of pointing that they have it.
Yeah, Chisholm thinks they've got it.
A little more.
Nope,
man, wow, that is huge. As the punt was from John Shepard, by the way, and Hunt, I think at the very last second took his eye off it a little bit and bobbled it, but was lucky there to pick it up. So that is disaster averted potentially for the Goldbugs as they will take over 1st and 10. The football spotted at the 32-yard line. And again, we see the talented freshman Dalen Malone with his 3rd start as the Goldbug signal caller. It's a shotgun with a 4-wide receiver look. Malone turns, hands it off on the give play to Drake Wharton, and Chisholm was not fooled as they pretty much stacked Wharton off for no gain. That's going to be a real key. I know we talked about keys to the game, but Alva's got to find a way to run the football, at least in some areas, to keep the pressure, as we mentioned, off the quarterback. And that was no yards gain on that opening play.
There's no question there. And they ran right into the heart. I mean, Chisholm did exactly what we thought they would do. They sent pretty well everybody there, and you got to figure out a way to get it done.
Chisholm's got a 4-3 defense that they'll start with. Here's the snap to Malone. Straight drop back, wants to throw. Now tries to scramble. He's hit as he throws it, and it's picked off at the 35-30, 25-20, down the right sideline to the 10, to the 5, and out of bounds. That was Luke Bellini that made the interception, and then it was Zane Tiger, and I think even like Peyton Nusser that came over to make sure that Bellini didn't score a pick 6, but he does take the interception all the way back to the 5, and my goodness, that's already a huge mistake, as now Chisholm's in big-time scoring range, as there was also a flag down, but it was called on the Goldbugs for holding. So, yeah, Chisholm's got it now, 1st and goal.
Think that'll be declined?
I imagine they're not going to decline that one if I was.
Well, Dalen, he had time there, but, just couldn't get anybody open, and looked like he was going to try to scramble, decided at the last minute to go ahead and throw it, but he was hit from behind and caused that ball to flutter, and boy, it fluttered right into the hands of the linebacker.
Sure did. So Bellini gets the interception, tackled at the 5, and now Chisholm is obviously set up in massive scoring position with a 1st down and goal from the 5.
Well, that's why that running game, though, is so important. If you'd have picked up 6 or 7 yards on 1st down, you might not have felt the need to pass there.
They go with a full house backfield. Bellini, we thought it would be Bryce Patton, but it's Bellini who takes over at quarterback tonight. He hands off, and the first man through, that was, I think, Grant Biggers. John Shepard, who made the carry, and he takes it down to about the 2, it looks like. So 2nd and goal from the 2 now for Shepard, or for the Longhorn. Shepard, by the way, with 181 yards rushing coming on the season with 1 touchdown. Here's the snap. Bellini takes over the left side, tries to keep it in, and he's in. Didn't need to get very much over that left side, and just had enough of a room there to cash in on the 2-yard rushing touchdown. So Bellini gets the interception and now is the recipient of that with a 2-yard rushing touchdown. So Luke Bellini, by the way, with that rushing touchdown, that is actually, look at the stats, that's his 3rd of the season, which he is now number 1 on the team as they go for 2 over that left side. It's, I think, in for the 2-point conversion, but there was a flag down.
Yeah, there was a flag down there late.
Yeah.
It came from that far judge on the far side from us. I think they're going to get a hold here.
So that would, if that is the case, and if it's against the Longhorns, that would negate the 2-point. They would have to replay the 2-point conversion. So now we have the white hat coming over to, well, I thought was going to give us the call. Now still discussing. Yeah, it is holding against Chisholm. So it would, again, they would retry the 2-point conversion. We'll just have to see where they're going to spot the football. Holding is usually a 10-yard penalty, so ball kind of skipped away initially from the referee. So now they'll mark it back. Yeah, so it will be a 10-yard penalty. And they'll put it down on, looks like the 17-yard line is where Chisholm will go for the 2-point conversion again.
That's a pretty costly foul for Chisholm. Yeah. You go from getting 2 points there to now, well, you got to do this from the 17.
Yeah, now
they may end up
yeah, they're going to try to kick it. So they kind of have that swinging gate formation, then everybody comes onto the line, and the ball is going to be spotted down at the 24, so that makes it a 34-yard extra point attempt. Here's the snap. The kick is way low. Short. Yeah, way short. And wasn't even close. Grant Biggers was the one, or I think it was Heston Daniels, maybe the one that tried to boot that through. It didn't go, though. However, Chisholm got the interception, set him up, and then 2 plays later, Luke Bellini, who also got the pick, scores the 2-yard rushing touchdown, and Chisholm has the lead. On the Community Bank scoreboard with 8:24 to go in the opening quarter, it's Chisholm 6, Alva 0. This is Goldbug Football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
G&G Home Furnishings is your local one-stop shop for all of your home improvement and furniture needs. They offer an extensive amount of products from all the name brands such as Ashley, Bassett, Lazy Boy, IFB, Crestview, and so many more. Follow their Facebook page and browse their website at gndhomefurnishings.com for all of their weekly and monthly specials. Next time you're in the market for new furniture and accessories, shop local with G&G Home Furnishings, located at 2107 College Boulevard, right here in Alva.
Most people prefer honest, friendly, prompt service from local folks they can trust. Sure, it sounds simple, but that's not always what you get. At K&K Body Works in Alva, you'll receive just that. Expert service and collision repair from a business you can trust. Since 1958, K&K Body Works' goal is to make our auto body service as convenient and stress-free for our customers as possible. From minor repairs to major auto body work, they do every job with the highest level of professionalism. Get your free estimate today by visiting knkbodyworks.com or stop by in person at 301 Flynn Street right here in Alva.
Welcome back. As the Longhorns scored on just a 2-play, 5-yard drive, they missed the extra point kick because they actually made the 2-point conversion, had the holding, and then decided to kick it and missed it well short. And so now the Longhorns will kick it off from the 40 as the Goldbugs will be back deep to return the kick. This one bounces away from Drake Wharton, who has to pick it up at the 10, and then he is thrown all the way back inside the 5, and I think they'll actually mark him at the 5-yard line. And, boy, everything that kind of can go wrong is going wrong here early for the Goldbugs. Dalton, give me your thoughts. First of all, the interception we saw that led to that last touchdown from the Longhorns.
That interception it's a tough one to swallow as a Goldbug fan. Like Chris talked about, Day was on the rollout, and the ball got kind of picked off, and it's just a bad deal. We're just having a little trouble getting the momentum we need to go score.
So back deep on their own 6-yard line of the Goldbugs, 1st and 10, as the snap is to Malone. They try to hand the ball off to Wharton, and he has nowhere to go. As that front for Chisholm haven't talked about them, but the Longhorns have Caleb Griffin and Grant Biggers at their defensive end. Cody Cross and Trevor Fromm are their interior D tackles. Ryan Riley, Luke Bellini, and John Shepard are their linebackers, and their defensive backs are Cody Wickert, Nick Dieterding, Parker Warnick, and Heston Daniels. So it is a loss back to the 3-yard line, so it's 2nd and 13. Here's the snap. Trying to throw out of the end zone as they tried to throw down that left sideline to Zane Tiger, and it was just a little bit out of Tiger's outstretched arms. It wasn't bad defensive positioning for Parker Warnick, but we keep in mind of how fast a guy that Zane Tiger is, but just a little bit too much on it.
And well, Zane had a couple of steps on him, and the ball was just underthrown just a little bit, or overthrown a little bit is what it was, and but that play might be there. That might be one to file back in the memory bank for later in this game.
So now the Goldbugs are in a tough position. They're 3rd and 13 from their own 3-yard line. Malone in the shotgun with Wharton to his left. The snap, and before then we have all kinds of flags. I'm going to imagine this is a false start. It is.
Yeah, they got him.
So they'll go half the distance, and Alva continues to go backwards. So that will put it at the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd and now 15 from the 1. And this is not the optimal position you want to be in if you're the Goldbugs. We've seen the Bugs take a safety actually a couple of times. In fact, over the last 2 games against Tennessee and Blackwell, we've seen the Goldbugs take safeties in both those games. Here's the snap to Malone, trying to throw out of the end zone, and the ball is knocked away at the last second as he was trying to get it out of his hands. Just didn't have anywhere to go with it, and the pressure was bearing down. And, well, Chris, I think we're already seeing what I know Dalton and I saw with both Hennessy and and Blackwell, and that's Chisholm's coming after the young quarterback.
Sure, but you expect that, especially
yeah.
on 3rd and 14 or whatever it ended up being. But see, these plays, they all stack on top of one another, right? It's such a study in cause and effect because, had you field the kickoff cleanly at the 10, and let's say you pick up 15 yards on the return, instead of starting at your own 3 or wherever they started from.
Yeah, 5, I think. But
you could have started on your own 25, and had it played out exactly the same, you'd be punting here as opposed to giving up the safety. But you had the special teams miscue. That's followed by the loss of 2 yards on the running play. That's followed by the penalty, which backs you up a little bit further. And so it's not just the safety; it's the accumulation of all of it together, and that's what's killing your drives right now.
So that is now 3 consecutive games in which the Goldbugs have given up a safety. They haven't put the 2 points on the board yet, and maybe we'll have to see. But Alva's lined up to kick the ball from the 20, which would be coming after the safety. But the scoreboard still hasn't put the 2 points on yet. But, I mean, it's got to have been a safety since the Goldbugs are kicking off from the 20 instead of punting.
Right.
So, I don't know. I guess we'll see if there's eventually 2 points put on the board. There's not been, and now we even have the announcers up here saying, was there a safety called or not? But, I mean, I'm going to assume there is because that's what they're trying to, kick off here. But now I think the umpire or the referee is going to have to at least make a signal.
Well, the problem is they never signaled.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
That's the problem. But there was a fumble out of the back of the end zone. I mean, it's a safety because, again,
yeah, right. My initial thought was that he threw it and it would have been incomplete. But if that's not the case, obviously it's a safety. Yeah,
right.
And that makes a lot. That makes sense. But
it would help everybody involved if the. Okay, well, now we're getting the word from Dalton. Hey, we may want to throw it to Dalton.
Yeah,
because
Dalton, go ahead. Yeah,
there's the signal for a safety.
Okay, go ahead, though, and tell us what you saw, Dalton. Sorry.
Just a moment ago, one of the refs had hollered over that it was a touchback, but now they just called it a safety, so there's a lot of confusion going on.
So it is indeed a safety. They do put the 2 points on. The Goldbugs kick it off with Samuel Houston. Pretty good kick at the 20. It's taken to the 25, 30, 35, and up to about the 36 or 7 by the up return man for the Chisholm Longhorns.
Well, and Keaton Lewis, he got drilled there. That was
Randy Rusall again.
Yeah, that was about as hard a hit as you'll see.
Wow.
Boy, looked like a young Bill Bates out there. Remember him, Craig?
I do remember that, yeah. That's a name I do remember. And
wonder if Dalton knows who Bill Bates is.
I don't know. That might be
a little before Dalton's time.
So, they gave him forward progress to the 39, so that is where Chisholm starts. Here's the snap. This is now Bryce Patton. He'll throw it, and it's complete. 40, 45, 50. Down that right sideline as Heston Daniels made the reception. So now, after not seeing Bryce Patton start, we saw Bellini on that opening couple of possessions. Now we have Patton in there at the quarterback position, and that's a first down completion to the Goldbug 46. So, again, it was Heston Daniels on the reception. Daniels had a huge game in that Chisholm blowout of Blackwell 2 weeks ago, in which he scored multiple touchdowns. Here's the snap. Handoff left side. That's Shepard, and he is hit right at the line of scrimmage and went nowhere. Alec Ferguson right there to get him, along with it was also Peyton Nusser, and that was good defensive play by both of those two front defensive tackles.
Yeah, just did a good job fighting off the block and made a nice play.
So now a 2nd and 10. That's why you get the big bucks.
Absolutely, right there. That comment right there. That's what's been missing.
That says it all. So here is a 2nd and 10 now from the 46 in Alva territory for Patton. Takes the snap. Oh, there's flags coming down. That's a false start on the Longhorns, as that one didn't get off the ground. So that will be a 5-yard penalty. It'll be a 2nd and 15, and the football will go back to, I believe, the 49-yard line, back across the midfield stripe. So 2nd and 15 now.
Back that up to the 48.
That was a little bit longer, or maybe I didn't have the initial yards mark.
I had
right.
it at the 49 too.
That's what I would have thought. But so
what do we know, Craig?
We know not a whole lot.
We're just a couple of guys that watch football and talk about what we see.
That's about it. Usually it's wrong for me.
Usually it is.
Here's the 2nd and 15 for the Longhorns. The snap and a little quick pitch over that right side and to about the 50-yard line goes, I believe, Daniels, which would be a 2-yard gain. And it was Heston Daniels, the senior.
Yeah, Keaton Lewis again in on the tackle. I tell you, he's only a junior.
Yeah.
And he'll play a lot next year. He's played a lot this year, but, boy, he will absolutely come up and stick you.
Yeah, he's been one of the, especially lately, especially with the loss of Corey Faulkner when he went out.
Sticky too.
But really, Lewis has stepped in and played a lot of minutes, certainly with Faulkner's injury a few weeks back. So now it'll be a full 5 wide receiver set, no backs in the backfield for Patton on a 3rd and 13. Patton straight draw back, has a pocket to throw, goes over the middle. It's over the outstretched arms of Grant Biggers, who was the intended receiver. And it is now going to be 4th down and 13. Chisholm, by the way, both of their 3rd down conversion attempts, partner, they had 3rd and 25 in their first time having the football, and this one was 3rd and 13.
Now, there's a flag down.
Oh, yep. So
it's on Chisholm.
Yeah. So that will, if the Goldbugs take this, it would give them obviously 3rd down over, but would make it a further attempt. If they elect to decline it, it would be a 4th down and 13.
Yeah, I think they're going to decline. They're kind of looking like they're lining up in a punt formation. No.
Nathan
Hunt didn't signal it was decline. Sideline infraction is, I think, what they got.
Oh, okay. So, well, if that's the case, then it
would be just a warning.
Warning in which it still should be 4th down, and it is. So, yeah, they didn't actually get the full flag there, I don't believe. The Chisholm still trying to determine what they're going to do now, but it's
they got 3 seconds left on the play clock.
Yeah,
figure it out
2
quick.
seconds, 1 second. They're not going to get it off. And I don't think they really got the timeout in time unless they gave it to them. Well, they did, but to be honest, the time had gone to 0, but that's neither here nor there. They're going to give the Longhorns the timeout, so we'll take a break. 5:33 to go in the opening quarter. Goldbugs trailing Chisholm 8-0. Alva football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Most people prefer honest, friendly, prompt service from local folks they can trust. Sure, it sounds simple, but that's not always what you get. At K&K Body Works in Alva, you'll receive just that. Expert service and collision repair from a business you can trust. Since 1958, K&K Body Works' goal is to make our auto body service as convenient and stress-free for our customers as possible. From minor repairs to major auto body work, they do every job with the highest level of professionalism. Get your free estimate today by visiting KandKBodyWorks.com or stop by in person at 301 Flynn Street right here in Alva.
Don't be at risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
So it will be a punt scenario here for the Longhorns on 4th and 13 from basically right at midfield with 5:33 to go here in the opening quarter. Again, the Goldbugs trailing on the Community Bank scoreboard 8-0. So still kind of well, it should have been at the 50. That's where it was, and they had moved it back to the 49. And I don't know. Now I'm going to get Dalton's thoughts on the referees here a little bit. It's a little bit of a shaky start, I think, in terms of what's going on here. Here's the snap back to the punter, which is John Shepard. It's a high kick. Hunt will get away from it now. Now he'll take it at the 15 and get buried. And that was a great tackle by the Longhorns, as that one was Ryan Riley. Dalton, I want to get your thoughts. I'm not trying to throw shade at the umpires, the referees, but it's been an interesting start to some of the calls we've seen, correct?
Absolutely. These refs, I've never seen anything quite like it from a coaching standpoint or a player standpoint. They are very fired up and intense right now, and they're really eager to throw that flag.
All right, so that means maybe we could be here for a while. The Goldbugs start on their own 15, their second official offensive possession here, or their third, actually. Here's the snap and tried to hand it off in the backfield to Drake Wharton, and he went backwards, fellas. And my goodness, that front of Chisholm right now is just manhandling the Goldbug front, and that's a 2-yard loss back to the 13. 2nd and 12, back to the 12.
Well, there's just nowhere for him to go. I mean, he gets the ball, and, he doesn't even have time really to even take a step. He's got a couple of guys bearing down on him, and, I'm not really sure what Chisholm is doing that's giving us, a lot of trouble. They don't look like they're blitzing just a whole lot. They're just getting really good pressure up front from their front four.
Yeah, this looks like those front guys just kind of taking it too. Here's a pitch and a roll, or a snap and a roll out by Malone. He's trying to get rid of the football. I don't think he got rid of it. Did he get I think,
he did.
Yeah, he did. So he did get rid of it right before he was about to be sacked, and that was – he was well outside the pocket, which is why you can do that. There was no intentional grounding or anything like that. But, again, Dalton, I want to get your thoughts. You're from an offensive line perspective. My goodness, I'm not trying – again, this is just one of those things. But right now that front four of Chisholm is doing about anything they want, it seems like.
Yeah, they're doing a real good job of playing the game with their hands. They are reestablishing that line of scrimmage from the snap and just totally controlling and dominating that aspect of the game.
Dominic Covert, by the way, has come in on the offensive line. I'll come back to you, Dalton, as well. But 3rd and 12 for the Goldbugs. Here's the snap. They try to delay handoff to Wharton. He does break a tackle. 15, bounces out 20, 25, 30. And Drake Wharton has a first down, and then a flag came down as he was tackled by Nick Dieterding, but in the essentially the out-of-bounds marker, basically. So they're going to tack, I believe, a personal foul on. Wow, what a great run by Drake Wharton. And then Alva is going to get credit for, or going to get the recipient, if you will, of that personal foul thrown on Nick Dieterding. Dalton, again, I want to go to you. You had a perfect look at that, the run, and then what happened on the sidelines afterwards.
Oh, wow, with Drake Wharton. He really didn't have anywhere to go right there. He made one cut, broke a few tackles, ended up getting a big chunk of yards, and he got tackled with the back of the shoulder pads, which is the horse collar, and that's the penalty we're dealing with right now.
Yeah, so the Goldbugs are going to obviously get the run from Wharton, which would have taken it out to the 35 to begin with, and then they're going to get the personal foul tacked on after that, and that means the ball is going to be right at midfield. That's a absolutely huge opportunity for the Goldbugs, which, by the way, they had already gotten the 3rd down conversion, so we'll give them that as a 3rd down conversion, and then the ball is now at midfield at the 50. So, again, ball at midfield, Malone in the shotgun. The snap, handoff to Wharton, goes up to the middle, bounces out left, still on his feet to the 45 of Chisholm and down to about the 44 before he is finally tackled by Grant Biggers. And actually he did get to the 43, not the 44, so that's a 7-yard gain for Wharton.
Okay, so you got some momentum built up here based on your running game, and so you want to keep it up in both places. Wharton bounced it outside and was able to pick up some yards. And again, with Drake, he's so good at finishing off runs as a sophomore. You wonder, as he develops into a junior and a senior, how much better he's going to get at that too, because he's going to get stronger as he gets a little older. But boy, he's really finishing runs well.
Yeah, he is. It's been a really good sophomore season. Alva's about to run out of time to make this play, though, and I think they're going to have to call timeout as to not get the delay of game penalty. So that will be what we'll see. It'll be a timeout on the Goldbugs. 3:30 to go here in the opening quarter. Again, Chisholm on the Community Bank scoreboard leading Alva 8-0. This is Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Don't be a risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
The Northwestern
Alva State Bank and Trust Company prides itself on supporting our customers. For over 100 years, we've been part of this community. We invite you to stop by and learn more about the qualities that we display, like community involvement and great customer service.
Call, stop by, or visit www.alvastatebank.com to open an account and let us show you what family banking is all about. We are big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Holder Drug has been serving the community of Alva.
There we go. I'll take it off. We're here. Welcome back to Ranger Field. The Goldbugs with the snap. They hand it off to Drake Wharton, and he actually went backwards. He was hit in the backfield by Caleb Griffith, the 5'9", 155-pound junior. And, man, that is a loss of 2 yards back to the 45. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for the Goldbugs. They are 1 of 2 on 3rd down conversions. And they'll have another one here with the clock rolling and now under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Split receivers. Here's the shotgun. Handoff to Wharton up the middle, and not much doing. He may get back to the line of scrimmage prior to that 2-yard loss. I think he fell forward for 2, but then was just gang tackled by the Longhorns, and Keegan Goddard is one of those that came off the pile and gained only a yard, so a 4th and 4 for the Goldbugs, which again I think you got to go for it, even though it's only 8-0 here. You're inside Chisholm territory, and so I think the Goldbugs will go for it here. Malone in the shotgun with split receivers left and right, and Wharton will be set up to the right of Dalen Malone. In motion left to right is Colby Mackey. The snap, fakes it. He'll want to throw. He goes over the middle to Zane Tiger, who's wide open. The ball tipped. Caught by Tiger at the 10 to the 5, and he's tackled inside the 5-yard line on a touchdown-saving tackle by Bryce Patton. But what concentration by Zane Tiger, because it was tipped by the Chisholm defender, but Zane picked it up off the tip, off the deflection. And the Goldbugs have a 1st and goal at the 3.
Yeah, finally, you get one of those breaks that went your way that time.
Here's the snap to Malone. The handoff to Wharton up the middle, trying to pull the pile, and he will not quite get there. I think, though, he did gain a couple of yards to the 1. We'll see when they pull everybody off, but
that last pass play, what you're looking for in your young quarterback is you're looking for improvement. That time he was much more decisive. He got rid of the ball quicker. Sometimes, with these young guys, they're so afraid of making a mistake. They want to go through 3 or 4 different reads, and you just don't have time to do that. You've got to make a read. You got to get rid of the ball, and he did it that time.
2nd and goal from the 1. It's a keeper by Malone. He went over that right side and tried to cut it up and didn't have anywhere to go with it, and the ball came out. I think they blew the play dead. They did, because Chisholm picked up the ball like they were going to go take it back to score, and Alva's sideline is very vehemently, if you will, waving the Longhorns back, as that will, again, the play was blown dead. I tell you what, Dalton, we already knew how big. I'll wait till after this play how big this rivalry is, but it is. It looks like it's very chippy from our perspective up here, and I'll get your thoughts here momentarily. The ball is back to the 4-yard line, 3rd and goal from the 4. Here's the snap. They hand it, or they keep it over on that right side, and it's in for the touchdown. As that is Dalen Malone who keeps it in for the touchdown. Dalton, just your thoughts on what we're seeing from this rivalry, because both teams seem to be kind of bringing it right now.
Oh, absolutely. Both teams are really feeding off of I'm going to use the word hatred towards each other. Yeah. They are playing hard. They're playing physical. We're having a lot of big plays that typically you only see in these big rivalry games, and it's exciting.
So the freshman Dalen Malone with the 4-yard rushing touchdown. Here's the snap. Alva goes for 2 to tie it up. He throws the slant pattern, and it's broken up, intended for Zane Tiger, but the Longhorns were there to knock it away. So 2-point conversion, no good, but we're back to a ball game with 35 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. We'll take a timeout and be back on the Community Bank scoreboard. The Goldbugs trailing the Longhorns. It's just 8-6, though. This is Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
and more, look to none other than Holder Drug, Alva's local pharmacy. Holder Drug is locally and family owned and is always ready to serve you. They offer convenient drive-through pickup as well as free delivery with your medication. They also offer a number of gift ideas for those special holidays. For more information, visit their website, www.holderdrug.com, or stop by 513 Barnes Avenue in downtown Alva.
At Bank Central, we're constantly finding the latest technology to make our banking experience easier for you. Downloading our mobile app will help you bank with ease. Our newly updated app allows you to block transactions on your debit card, receive alerts, schedule transfers between accounts, and log in with Touch ID. That's our newly updated Bank Central app. Find it in your app store for free. Bank Central wishes good luck to all our area teams this season. Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. We had a dead ball unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after that 2-point conversion was no good. It was against the Longhorns, so they obviously, enforced that on the ensuing kickoff. So instead of the Gold Bugs and Samuel Houston kicking off from Alva's 40, well, they now kick off from the Longhorn 45. So
I'm not so sure I don't just kick it out of the end zone here. Let them start off from the 20.
I would be pretty shocked if they don't at least attempt to do that. And Samuel Houston does have a pretty good leg. This should definitely be within his range, but we'll see what happens. It's a deep kick, and indeed it does go through the back of the end zone. So Chisholm will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. We still haven't gotten out of the first quarter yet, guys, and I feel like we've seen wild swings of all the momentum with Chisholm scoring early after the pick, and then they got the safety, and then all of a sudden, though, boy, 10 plays, 85 yards. That's a drive the Gold Bugs had to have, really.
Yeah, and it really all and it started with the running game. They finally got Drake untracked a little bit. That opened up the play action pass that you hit big against with to Tiger, and so now you got a ball game.
Yep, absolutely. Here's the snap to Patton, and we have a flag, or at least a stoppage of play. And I think the Gold Bugs must have called timeout prior to that snap. So that's the second timeout called by the Gold Bugs. That means they'll have one more. Chisholm has 2 timeouts, as we still haven't made it yet into quarter number 2. So we'll take a timeout real quickly as the Gold Bugs trail, but only 8-6 on the Community Bank scoreboard. Gold Bug football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Dr. Troy Smith wants you to see a difference today at Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source. Dr. Smith offers a variety of services to patients of all ages, from your child's first eye exam to pre- and post-cataract and LASIK surgery appointments. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30, with appointments beginning at 7:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Alva Vision Clinic is here to serve you. Let them show you a difference in your vision. Stop by 504 College in Alva or give them a call today at 580-327-2393. Dr. Troy Smith wants you to see a difference today at Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source. Dr. Smith offers a variety of services to patients of all ages, from your child's first eye exam to pre- and post-cataract and LASIK surgery appointments. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30, with appointments beginning at 7:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Alva Vision Clinic is here to serve you. Let them show you a difference in your vision. Stop by 504 College in Alva or give them a call today at 580-327-2393.
Out of the timeout, the Longhorns with a quick pitch throw over the left side is Bryce Patton able to make the completion, and it's a 9-yard reception up to the 29-yard line. So 2nd down and 1 for the Longhorns here as they lead the Gold Bugs in a close one, 8-6. Patton in that shotgun look, turns, hands it off. It's a run by Heston Daniels over the right side, and he's got the first down. And actually, that was Grant Bigger, on the carry. And so it'll be a gain of about 6 yards, but again, it'll be a first down. 1st and 10 from the Longhorn 35. Now they go to 3 receivers to the top side, 1 to the near side. The snap by Patton runs option left. He has a pretty good run going, but there's a flag, and that's going to be a hold. You could see where that one came about pretty easily, I think, as Patton winds up getting about 8 yards on the carry, but I think this is all coming back. Logan Nesser in on the stop for the Gold Bugs. But, again, this one should go against the Longhorns. And we're just awaiting with 6.6 seconds to go. Did you, Dalton, you probably had a pretty good look there. Looked like that was a pretty clear hold on the Longhorns.
Yeah, one could argue that it was more of a tackle than an actual hold.
Good point.
Very violent act to bring our defender down.
So it is a penalty against the Longhorns. They take the ball all the way back to the 23-yard line. So it's first and long now. As the Longhorns have had this a couple of times where first and 22 is what the official spot is. So this might be the final play of the quarter. We had movement.
Flag down.
Yeah, we had movement by Devin Doty on that left side, and I think they called encroachment because he stepped and got back, but then the offensive lineman moved right after that, and so they do call the offsides on Devin Doty on that left defensive end side. So now it is a 1st and 17. And actually they did go ahead and start the clock, even though there was that penalty, and they'll run off the final basically 6 seconds. So that will be it for quarter number one. And boy, it seems like we've had a lot of things going on, obviously, in this opening quarter. And it's a good one so far. At the end of one, Chisholm leads the Goldbugs on the Community Bank scoreboard 8-6. This is Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Whether you're purchasing a new home, renovating your existing home, or using the equity in your home for other needs, the home loan products at Community Bank has you covered. Stop by 1729 College Boulevard right here in Alva or call 580-327-5500 today to visit with one of their home loan experts and let them help you get started with your home needs today. Community Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Adam Jordan with Beatles Nursing Home. At Beatles, we let our reputation speak for itself. Here's what the family of one of our residents had to say about their experience.
The love and patience projected by the administration and staff is greatly appreciated by our family. The difference between a job and ministry is evident at Beatles Nursing Home.
If you're looking for comprehensive health care in a Christian environment, look no further than Beatles Nursing Home, located at 916 Noble Street in Alva.
As we start the second quarter, a quick play-action pass over the middle from Bryce Patton intended for Cody Wickert, but it's in and out of his hands and incomplete. So that will set up a 2nd and 17 from the 28-yard line of Chisholm, as that was the first snap for the Longhorns here in quarter number 2. Again, the Goldbugs down just 8-6. We'll see Chisholm set back up with Bryce Patton, who didn't start from the quarterback position. It was Luke Bellini that started, but Patton from about midway through that first quarter on then is taken over. Here's the snap. Patton rolls to the right, wants to throw back, or left, throws back right. It's complete. 30 up to the 35-yard line, but a good open field tackle for the Goldbugs. Grant Biggers is the one who made that catch, but Goldbugs tackled him after he got back to the original line of scrimmage, wound up being a gain of 7, so it's 3rd and 10 now.
Yeah, really nice open field tackle by Nathan Hunt that time, and held that gain to what would that have been, a 7-yard gain or so, and so now it's 3rd and 10. You got a chance to stop him here and get back on the field with your offense.
So it'll be a 3rd and 10 from the 35 for Chisholm. They are 0 of 2 on third down conversions. Here's the completion over the left side, and that's going to be a first down. It's caught by Liam Johnston at around the 45-yard line. Then he slipped another tackler and gets, I think, right to the midfield stripe. He does, and that is a 15-yard gain, which is more than enough for a Chisholm first down, and that is their first third down conversion tonight now.
Craig, I got a score for you, but yeah. I'm doubting it. How about Blackwell 53, OCS 49?
I don't think I would believe that one too much. I'm not sure
the trust level on that one is real high, to tell you the truth.
It would not be super high. No, I agree. That seems pretty fishy. First quick pitch run for the Longhorns will go for 5 yards to the 45. So the Longhorns with a 2nd and 5 from the Goldbug 45-yard line.
I just can't believe somebody would try shenanigans on Squirtle.
That's never happened before. I don't know why we would think that. Here's a rollout from Patton to the left, trying to throw. Now wants to run it. He is absolutely clocked. Oh, my goodness, by Keaton Lewis. Patton's going to come up a couple of yards shy. Wow, that I don't usually get to necessarily see all the big hits as they happen, or it kind of doesn't resonate sometimes. But my goodness, Lewis cleaned the clock of Patton.
Yeah,
on that
Logan Nusser got a shot in too. And that was, boy, I don't think that kid even saw that coming.
He did not. Ball at the 42. Here's a 3rd and 2 for the Longhorns. Patton in the shotgun. Just to his right is John Shepard. They have 2 slot receivers to the far right to the Longhorns. On a 3rd and 2, the snap, the handoff, that Shepard takes it over the right side. He will not get there, I don't believe. He was tackled by Lewis, who came up, and that's going to be a yard shy of the first down, and it'll set up a 4th and 1. What a great play by Keaton Lewis.
Yeah, Keaton's having himself a nice ball game.
Man. Longhorns are now 1 of 4 on their 3rd down conversions tonight. And they have a 4th and a yard. I'm certain they're going to go for it here as the ball is at the Goldbug 41. Boy, this could be a massive momentum change.
Huge.
Yeah, if the Goldbugs can find a way to make a stop here. So here we go, a 4th and a yard. Full house backfield with 3 backs in front. The snap to Patton is a bad one. He goes back and has to fall on it at the 49, but it will be no good on the 4th down conversion, as that's the second time, partner, that the snap from center to the quarterback has cost the Longhorns, and that wipes away everything they wanted to do there, and the Goldbugs take over.
Yeah, that's a huge play for the Goldbugs, and once again, you're getting some breaks in this game. You got to take advantage of it.
No question. With 8:47 to go till halftime, Goldbugs take over 1st and 10 from right at midfield. They're technically in their end of the field at the 49. The Goldbugs trailing 8-6, but man, what a change of momentum we could have here if the Goldbugs could march down and get a touchdown to take the lead. This thing would be completely flipped into the Goldbugs' end of things here. Here's Malone with the shotgun snap. Fakes it, wants to throw. He goes to a receiver left side. It's caught. Zane Tiger at the 40, and he's tackled inside the 40 down to about the 38. That'll be a big-time first down by the Goldbugs as Malone hooks up with Zane Tiger for Alva first down.
Yeah, just a real simple comeback route. Just kind of run up 10 yards and just stop and turn around, and Dalen did a good job finding him. Really nice pass.
So 37 is actually where he got to, not the 38. So 1st and 10 for the Goldbugs at the Longhorn 37. With 8:20 to go till halftime. Split receivers. Now the snap to Malone. The draw handoff to Wharton up the middle. He's barreling through Longhorn tacklers as he got to near the 30. I think they're going to have...
He fumbled, Craig.
Yeah,
the Goldbugs were able to pounce on it, though. But still, all in all, really nice net gain.
Yeah, he got initially to the 31, I think, but then when the ball popped out, it went backwards a little bit, so they spotted it. They spotted at the 33. It will be a 2nd and 6 upcoming, as that wound up being a 4-yard gain. So there's now 7:45 to go till halftime. Under 10 seconds on the play clock for the Goldbugs. Malone gets the snap, fakes it, wants to throw, has a little bit of a pocket, and he almost threw an interception. It was almost Bellini again as the linebacker came over and knocked it away at the 30.
Well, they've been pretty aggressive with him tonight. That time they dropped everybody back into coverage. I'm not sure Dalen even saw Bellini, but, boy, you really feel like Goldbugs got away with one there.
Yeah. Bugs are actually 2 of 3 on their 3rd down conversions. They missed their first, but they've made their last 2. So this is a 3rd and 6. And, again, I would imagine you're talking 2-down territory here for the Goldbugs. The snap, the fake by Wharton. Malone keeps it up the middle, gets inside the 30 down to about the 29, and he will be, I believe, about 2 yards shy of the first down as the ball is spotted. Oh, there is a flag that came down, a couple of them actually, so now we'll have to read that. I saw one, now the other one. That's in the Goldbug backfield, which is typically not where you want it if you're an Alva fan at this point, but we'll see. We'll Dalton, let me go to you. Do you know what this is?
I'm not too sure. The refs have some confusion going on as well. So
here we go.
All right, so here is The call is that against?
It's on Chisholm.
Oh, did they go?
The first one. No,
it's an offsetting. Yeah. So
was that a sideline warning again, Dalton?
Dalton, go
No,
ahead.
I'm pretty sure it was just offsetting. I think there was personal fouls on both teams.
I got you. So a 4th and 2 now for the Gold Bugs, with the ball at the 29-yard line, and the Gold Bugs will go for it here on a 4th and 2 from the 29. Aiden Faison, by the way, has checked in for the Gold Bugs along the front line area. Here's the snap to Malone. They want to hand it off to Wharton, and he goes backwards and loses yardage, as Chisholm just wasn't fooled by that. I mean, it was little of the whole teeth of their defense. Bellini got in there. We saw Grant Biggers. We saw Ryan Riley. So that 4th down play fails for the Gold Bugs, and so now on back-to-back drives, once for Chisholm, now for Alva, the teams fail on 4th down, and Chisholm takes over.
Well, you just didn't fool anybody there. You know, you weren't. They were ready for it, and they sent the house. And it's really hard to run the ball when you run the ball right into their blitz. And boy, that's the result.
So it's a 2-yard loss. So Chisholm now will take over 1st and 10 from the Gold Bug 31. As Patton will step back out there, he will hand it off to the quick pitch around that right side. And I believe that's Shepard that takes it out past the 30, out past the 35 before being tackled by a whole host of Gold Bugs. It is Shepard. He will get forward progress to the 37-yard line. 38, sorry. He's actually to the 38. So a 2nd and 3 coming up for Chisholm. They'll stay with Patton, and then 3 bunch receivers to that near side, and out of the backfield in motion goes Shepard. So now no backs in there. The snap to Patton. He wants to keep it up the middle, and he gets to right near the 1st down marker. I'm not sure if he got it. I don't think he did. I think he'll come up a yard shy as the Gold Bugs able to make the stop. A whole host of guys up front, but I know Dalton Martini, one of those in there as well. So 3rd and a yard, with the football basically setting almost on the 41. So it'll be 3rd and really less than a yard that the Longhorns need here. Johnston and Wickard will be the 2 split receivers, and now Johnston will come as a bunch receiver on the right side. Again, they have Shepard going in motion now to the right of the formation. So probably be another keeper for, that's Bellini. Over the right side, he's got the 1st down to the 40 to the 45, and he dives to about the 46 or 7, depending on the spot. Luke Bellini that time, who took the carry, will.
Well, there's another flag down. It came from the back judge where they like to call holding.
Right, I was going to say he had another 1st down, but the flag could change that. And it also, if it is against the Longhorns, would make it. No, they're going to pick up. They're going to pick up the flag. So no flag means it's a 1st down run for Bellini, and for the Longhorns now, they are 2 out of 5 on 3rd down conversions as they pick that one up. The ball is up to the 47-yard line. Still in Chisholm's end of the field, but they're getting close to midfield with the clock rolling and 5:20 to go till halftime. This second quarter has gone a lot faster than that opening quarter. Here's the bad snap to Patton, and it's going to be, I think, fallen on by Chisholm, but another costly snap. It was actually John Shepard that was the one that kind of fell on that. So it'll be a 2-yard loss now and bring up a 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, that's the 3rd time in this first half that they've had trouble with the snap. And it's a reverse situation, but it's eerily reminiscent of the game against Chisholm that we played in 2017.
Yeah.
Remember where we?
Yes, good point.
But that game we had the hard time with the snap.
So here is a 2nd and 12. They turn, they pitch it out to the left side. It's a pretty good run, 45-50. And now to the near sideline before finally being tackled at the Gold Bug 45, as that was a run from Heston Daniels. It will set up now a 3rd and 2. So a 10-yard run for Daniels sets up a 3rd and 2 from now the Alva 45. So the Longhorns will have a 3rd and 2 with just over 4 minutes to go till halftime. Again, leading the Gold Bugs in a close one, 8-6. They'll go with kind of a pistol formation look, and now they'll swing out of that formation to the left side. There's two guys shifting at the time. Here's the pass. It's complete. No, not. It was dropped by Wickert. He did not complete the process, so the ball popped out. Of course, the Goldbug's there to fall on it, but it was an incomplete pass, and so now it's 4th and 2. You know, there's a lot of shifting up front. Dalton, give me your thoughts. You offense lineman, defensive lineman scenario. Looks like Chisholm's doing a lot of shifting along the offensive line.
Well, historically what Chisholm likes to do is run just a few set of plays, and they want to make the defensive coordinator have an aneurysm with all the motions and shifts and sets. So they're just trying to get leverage on the defense is what they're doing.
So there you go. Now we'll see a 4th and 2 as the Longhorns will go for it. It'll be that full house backfield with Bellini in the backfield. He takes the snap, works right, now goes up the middle, and I think he's going to get it. Yeah.
Well, the FAR judge is if the FAR judge is right, then he's short.
But it looked like that final push gave it to him. But you're right. Now kind of where they're putting it.
It's going to depend on the spot, obviously.
Very close.
I think they spotted him.
I just thought that last little push by Bellini but would give it to him, although they're not signaling yet. They may pull the chains in and look. I don't know. Yeah, I think they may have to bring the chains over. Do you have any better of a look than we do, Dalton, in terms of, I know you're trying to kind of get position there along the sidelines.
From where I'm standing, it looks like they may have gotten a first down, but I think it'd be in their best interest to pull those chains out, which is what they're doing.
Yeah, so they're going to take a look at it for sure. So it's all going to depend on where they pull the chains down at. I don't think he did get it. They're looking. The Goldbugs are saying no. And we're still not seeing.
Pull out the piece of paper. Remember that a couple years ago? I mean, it's about that close. Goldbugs are insisting that they stopped him.
Both teams
but it looks
are
like they're going to give
insisting
him the
of
first down.
And I still haven't seen him make the call yet, though. Chisholm was insisting they had it. The Goldbugs were insisting they had made the stop. Any thoughts from you, Dalton, in terms of what they're looking at here?
From my perspective, it looks like a few years ago when the NFL ref pulled out that index card to decide if it was a first down, same situation, and they went ahead and gave it to Chisholm just now.
Yeah, so there you go. The Longhorns do get credit for that 4th down play. They now have it 1st and 10. They haven't moved the chains yet. They're the chain gang yet, though, and they'll have it at the 42-yard line. Here's the snap. This is a run from the left side by Patton. He's in the open to the 30, 25, 20 down the left sideline. 15, 10, 5 touchdown for Bryce Patton.
Flag.
But there is a flag.
Coming back. Yeah, I think they're going to get a holding. Boy, they open up such huge. Yeah, it's a holding on Chisholm. But boy, they open up such huge holes on that play, and you wonder why they don't go to it more often.
Yeah, it was just a design quarterback roll to that left side, but then the flag came down. Dalton, did you happen to see? You don't have to see numbers, but was that pretty clearly a hold on Chisholm, or did you happen to see how that one played out?
Yeah, I think it was a pretty easy call for the ref. A lot of laundry tonight. So, unfortunately, that just kind of drags the game out.
Yeah, definitely. But in this case, it obviously helps the Goldbugs tremendously. It takes a touchdown off the board, and the ball will actually go all the way back to the 50-yard line, as it was an 8-yard loss in terms of field position. So 1st and 18 for the Longhorns. Patton swings it to Wickert near side. He catches it 50, 45, 40, cuts up 35, 30. And Cody Wickert has the first down inside the Goldbug 30 down to about the 29. David Carpenter in on the stop. Logan Nusser in on the stop, but it's not before he gets actually to the 28 for a Chisholm first down.
Yeah, it looked like the Goldbugs were sending the blitz that time and just didn't even sniff out the screen. That's a great play call by the Chisholm coaches.
3 receivers right, 1 left. Patton rolls out right, wants to throw on the run, getting pressured now, and he's going to be held in the backfield and tackled for a sack back to about the 31.
Hey, Alec Ferguson got back there, didn't he?
Yeah, you're right. Got a grasp on him and then just wouldn't let go. as they actually do have they do lose the ball back to the 35, or lose position. Sorry, not 35, 32. I initially said 31, but it's to the 32. That's a loss of 4. 2nd and 14 for the Longhorns. Clock rolling, 1:50 to go till halftime. The snap to Patton. No backs in the backfield. Wants to throw over the middle, and it is low and incomplete. And it was intended at the 25-yard line for Heston Daniels. Good coverage, though, by Nate Hunt. He was right there to also kind of put a shot in on Daniels.
Yeah, he was, but the Goldbugs are still fortunate there that pass wasn't thrown very well because he was open.
Yeah.
Nathan was closing in on him. I don't think he would have run for very many yards, but he would have picked up a solid 7-8 yards.
So now a 3rd and 14 for Chisholm. They are now 2 of 6 on third down conversions tonight. 1:32 to go in the half. They go back to that 5 wide receiver, no back formation. 3 to the left, 1 to the top, or 2 to the top side. Here's Patton, back to pass. Getting pressured, goes back, throws over the middle. It's caught. 25 down to about the 22. It'll be still shy of the first down. That's Wickard again, though, that made the reception. He is their leading receiver coming into tonight and has made a couple of big catches on this drive. And that'll set up a 3rd and about 5, it looks like.
Yeah, the Goldbugs were dropping everybody deep, and he just kind of ran right in front of them, and just nobody around him to make a play because everybody was so worried about the deep ball.
4th and 4, sorry, not 3rd. Here's a run by Patton, and he won't get there as he tried to go left side. Devin Doty right there to tackle him shy after maybe getting a yard, and that's just a good job by the defensive end partner to kind of see where Patton was trying to go, and Devin Doty right there to make the stop.
Yeah, it was a great play by Devin Doty, and once again, the Goldbugs, they hold. I mean, you're talking about if you don't get any points on the board, if nothing disastrous happens here, you're talking about going into halftime. The difference in the game right now is the safety back in the first quarter. So, hats off certainly to the Goldbugs. They're fighting hard.
Dalton, let me get your thoughts on that last play, that run by Patton, who's had some success on those little quick, quarterback design runs, but just did not get by. I mean, Devin Doty did a fantastic job of staying home there.
Yeah, Chisholm went with what was tried and true all night long, and they ran into Devin Doty, like you said. And I think we had a little bit of help from the turf monster as well.
Right.
Reached up and grabbed their quarterback.
But we'll take it. Yeah, there's no question about that. So yeah, the Goldbugs will have it at their own 22 with 56 seconds to go. And now, hey, I don't think if you're the Goldbugs, I'm not saying you don't try to do things here or whatever, but obviously, as we've talked about, just don't make a mistake back in this area here because, as you said, at the very least, if you don't get anything, you're only 2 points down going to halftime. So,
yeah, there's no question about it. You got to try to find walk that line here.
So the Goldbugs will have 4 receivers, 2 each split left and right. Here's the snap. Hand off to Wharton. He takes it up the middle and just didn't have much room to work with there, as I think he was basically hit right at the line of scrimmage by John Shepard. He did fall forward for a gain of a yard, so 2nd and 9. The ball at the 23 and the clock rolling with 35 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, I think you just give it to Drake again here and run out the clock here in this first half. You go into halftime, like I said, only down 8-6, and there have been some good things that have happened for sure.
So here we go. It's a run again from Wharton, and again just right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing doing there as Chisholm able to kind of stuff that one down as Keegan Goddard in on the stop. And I don't think if you're Alva, you have to snap it again. I'm pretty sure they won't here unless Chisholm were to burn that last time out, and it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So that will be the final play of the opening half as the Goldbugs trailing. But, boy, Alva Chisholm rivalry game and everything that entails. And we have a barn burner at the break with the Goldbugs trailing, but only by a count of 8-6. We're going to try to go down to the sidelines real quick as they're going in and get some comments from Goldbug head coach Mike Sklar. Dalton.
Coach Sklar, he's got to go run, handle something just real, he said. Okay. So I don't know if we'll get a chance to talk with him.
All right, well, we may try when he comes out, but if not, we'll go from there. So halftime score here from Ranger Field. The Goldbugs trailing in a tight one as it's 8-6. Chisholm with a 2-point lead over the Goldbugs. We'll take a timeout and be back with our halftime show. This is Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit gopioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Today's economic environment brings challenges, but along with challenges comes opportunities and potential rewards. At E&J Financial, we offer a consolidated approach to your financial future. E&J is independent and locally owned, servicing all of Oklahoma and Kansas. Plus, we can write all insurance lines, including auto, home, farm and ranch, business, health, and life. You already trust E&J with your taxes and wealth management. Now trust us to take care of your insurance needs. Stop by for more information at any of our locations in Stillwater, Woodward, and right here in Alva.
As we head into the fall season, don't forget about the Farmers Co-op and Pride Tire and Auto Center for all of your car care needs. From oil changes to tires, brakes, and front-end alignments, let our caring and knowledgeable staff help you with the maintenance on your vehicle. Stop by 901 Steeling Street or call us at 580-327-0521. That's 327-0521 to schedule an appointment Monday through Friday.
Build a great future for yourself at Northwest Technology Center. Enroll this month in one of their great evening courses. They offer classes in computers, health-related areas, business and professional development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center, preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
From the farmer's field that produces your food to the football field where the Goldbugs play, Woods County Farm Bureau is committed to supporting this community and others like it across northwest Oklahoma. Woods County Farm Bureau provides a peace of mind to families through home, auto, life, and commercial insurance with affordable coverage and exceptional service. Give Kenneth Bird a call today at 580-327-3432. Again, that's 327-3432.
Welcome back to Ranger Field tonight. The Goldbugs and the Chisholm Longhorns in the, again, a rivalry that spans back to 1976. Chisholm came in with a very, very shy lead in the series at 22-21. 22 wins for the Longhorns, 21 for the Goldbugs. So we've seen how up and down this series can be over the course of its history, but you know, tonight, no big surprise in terms of usually when we're talking Alva Chisholm, very competitive, and the Goldbugs down only by 2 at the break. Chisholm with a touchdown, and then the 2 points they got was from a safety. The Goldbugs with their touchdown and, of course, missed their 2-point conversion. We'll give you a scoring recap in a moment. I do want to go through some other scores from around Class 2A, and again, we didn't get confirmation till late. We were wondering, in fact, we even looked at the score on Squirtle earlier with that OCS Blackwell game, but that one didn't happen tonight. Apparently, COVID issues kind of cropped up. So Blackwell, who hadn't lost a game this year to COVID up until this week, wound up not playing OCS. So that one, the score on Squirtle was obviously somebody playing around just a little bit, but that one's not going on tonight. Perry has actually picked up a non-district game tonight. They didn't get to play in the district, but it looks like they're playing a non-district game with Community Christian, and it is 21-21 Perry and Community Christian at halftime, as that one is a pretty good barn burner at the break. Number 1 ranked Metro Christian tonight in 2A with a win or the lead over Seminole late in the half at 21-0. These are all 2A scores, by the way. Jones and Guthrie. Now that's a non-district game, so you know before you think too much about it. Jones is a 2A team. Guthrie is either 4 or 5A, depending. They're very much up there. I never know for sure where they go, but that's a non-district game between those two. And Jones and Guthrie are tied at 20 late in the half. So Jones went up a couple of classes essentially to pick up that game with Guthrie. And it's obviously a good one. Also in 2A, this is one we were wondering about a little bit because it's a 2A District 2 team that we were mentioning the possibility of Alva having a chance to play if they do choose to go to the playoffs. Chandler is blowing out Prague tonight, not yet halftime, 33-6 in that game. That would help Chandler's cause probably more than anything with a win to finish number 3 in 2A District number 2. Washington ranked in the top 10 of Class 2A at the break, at the break, leading Christian Heritage 14-0. You had a couple of other games we're looking at. Well, actually, that's about it as far as 2A is concerned. A lot of the other ones seemingly didn't happen tonight, so we're one of the few that actually get that are getting it in tonight. One other top 10 ranked team though that is in action tonight in 2A, 8th ranked Beggs leading Victory Christian 26-7. So those are some 2A scores from tonight's round of football, the final regular season game for really all teams around the state regular season wise. Quick scoring recap, and doesn't take a whole lot because it's a low scoring game, 8-6, but Chisholm scored first. It essentially came off a turnover. Chisholm got the ball first, got a first down on a personal foul penalty called on the Goldbugs, and then right at midfield, their drive just stalled, and it stalled really because on a 2nd and 3, the snap from the center back to the quarterback, who was Luke Bellini at the time, went over his head and lost about 20 yards. And so Chisholm faced a 3rd and 25 right after that, and then wound up facing a 4th and 22. Didn't get anywhere close there and wound up punting it. However, the Goldbugs took over deep in their own field. The ball actually went, the receiver actually got it, but went back to the 5-yard line is where the Goldbugs took over on that opening possession. And unfortunately for Alva, this was one where they took over on their own 32. But 2 plays into that drive, Dalen Malone trying to roll to the left and kind of throw on the run. He was picked off, though, by Luke Bellini, who returned the interception from around the 30-yard line down to the 5. And so Chisholm was in big-time business, almost was a pick 6, but the Goldbugs did keep him out of the end zone. But Chisholm had a 1st and goal at the 5 right after that, and 2 plays later, it was Bellini who finished off the touchdown for a 2-yard rushing touchdown. Initially, Chisholm went for the 2-point conversion. They got it, but there was a flag down. There was a holding call. That backed it up, and so Chisholm decided, well, they'll try to kick what would be a long extra point. It would have wound up being a 34-yard extra point, but the kick was well short and low, and so the extra point was no good. It was 6-0. Chisholm at that point with 8:19 essentially to go in that opening quarter, and then the Goldbugs gave them 2 points right after that. The deep kickoff was fumbled and then picked up back to around the 6-yard line, and so Alva was backed up deep in their own end for that start. They lost 3 yards on the opening attempt off that drive, faced a 2nd and 13 from the 3, and then with Dalen Malone working his way into the end zone and trying to kind of get a throw out of that left side of the end zone, actually had the ball fumbled by him. It went out of the back of the end zone. It took a while before the referees, I think initially they called it a touchback, and then eventually at some point said, nope, okay, it's actually a safety. So we got that call, came later, but the safety was eventually called, and Chisholm at that point had an 8-0 lead over the Goldbugs. Alva, though, would be able to score on the next time they had the football. They took over with about 5:23 to go in the opening quarter. It started a drive on their own 15-yard line, and my goodness, just had a great – it really kind of all started with a 3rd and 12 backed up on the 12-yard line. Drake Wharton ripped off about a 25-yard run, and then we had a personal foul, horse collar, tacked on to that play. So in just one snap of the football, the Goldbugs moved from their own 12 to midfield at the Chisholm 50, and then Alva was able to go even further on another big play on a 4th down and 4 from the 44-yard line. Goldbugs went for it, and of course at that point you got nothing to lose if you're the Goldbugs. Malone threw a pass over the middle. The ball was tipped by Parker Warnick for the Longhorns, tipped up into the air, but great concentration from Zane Tiger. Caught it at the 15, almost took it to the house, but was tackled at the 3. And then it would wind up being 3 plays later in which on a 4th and goal from the 3, Dalen Malone would carry it in on a quarterback keeper over the right side. A 4-yard rushing touchdown. That made it 8-6. Goldbugs did go for the 2-point conversion, didn't pick it up, and that is where we stand at half. Both teams had it multiple times in the second quarter. The Goldbugs had it twice. The Longhorns had it twice, but neither team could come away with any points on that second quarter. So both teams kind of played to a stalemate, and that's where we are at the break. On the Community Bank scoreboard with the Goldbugs trailing Chisholm 8-6. Let's take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll have some first half statistical analysis from Chris Ruwalt when we come back. This is Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Whatever your lending needs, Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma can help. Real estate loans, operating loans and equipment loans, roll home loans, livestock loans, ag business loans, and more, all handled with personal service, quick response, and individual attention. When you're ready to raise the stakes, they are the ones raising their hands to help. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff knows the greater Alva community and are the ones to help you with the loans you need. Next time you're in need of a loan, visit Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma in Alva, your source for agricultural loans and services. Whatever your lending needs, Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma can help. Real estate loans, operating loans and equipment loans, roll home loans, livestock loans, ag business loans, and more, all handled with personal service, quick response, and individual attention. When you're ready to raise the stakes, they are the ones raising their hands to help. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff knows the greater Alva community and are the ones to help you with the loans you need. Next time you're in need of a loan, visit Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma in Alva, your source for agricultural loans and services.
Foots Farm Supply in Alva has everything you will need in the way of supplies for your farm or ranch. Foots carries a full line of vet supplies, as well as everything you will need for the next farm or ranch project. With winter right around the corner, they have new 600 and 1200 denier blankets in stock for you to choose from. Remember, if we don't have it, we will work to get it for you. So the next time you need everything for your farm or ranch, see the friendly folks at Foots Farm Supply, located at 618 Flynn, right here in Alva.
G&G Home Furnishings is your local one-stop shop for all of your home improvement and furniture needs. They offer an extensive amount of products from all the name brands such as Ashley, Bassett, Lazy Boy, IFD, Crestview, and so many more. Follow their Facebook page and browse their website at gndhomefurnishings.com for all of their weekly and monthly specials. Next time you're in the market for new furniture and accessories, shop local with G&G Home Furnishings, located at 2107 College Boulevard, right here in Alva.
Most people prefer honest, friendly, prompt service from local folks they can trust. Sure, it sounds simple, but that's not always what you get. At K&K Body Works in Alva, you'll receive just that. Expert service and collision repair from a business you can trust. Since 1958, K&K Body Works' goal is to make our auto body service as convenient and stress-free for our customers as possible. From minor repairs to major auto body work, they do every job with the highest level of professionalism. Get your free estimate today by visiting knkbodyworks.com or stop by in person at 301 Flynn Street right here in Alva.
Don't be a risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. Goldbugs trailing the Longhorns in what has been a super close affair here at the break as Chisholm leads 8-6. Chris, let's get your thoughts from a statistical breakdown of this one. Of course, the score is pretty razor thin. How does the stats break out as far as the first half is concerned?
Yeah, they pretty much reflect what the score says at halftime. It's 7 first downs for Chisholm, 5 for the Goldbugs, 102 total yards for Chisholm, 85 for the Goldbugs. Now the Chisholm has been hurt on that yardage number because of the lost yards they got on the bad snaps. But still, 7 out of 12 for 82 yards for Chisholm. Goldbugs 2 out of 6 for a total net yards of 52. Both teams running the ball okay at times.
Yeah.
Let's see. The Chisholm, again, because of the bad snaps, and I marked those off as rushing yards.
Yeah, I got you. Which means it's a negative.
So it's going to skew this a little bit. But, at halftime, 18 carries for Chisholm for a total of 20 yards. But again, now remember, that's taken into account the bad snaps, and that number doesn't really indicate how well they've run the ball at times on us. Goldbugs, struggling a little bit with the run. They've run the ball 15 times for 33 yards. And so the numbers look better for the Goldbugs, but there again, the bad snaps factor into that. And really, after a first quarter in which there were just tons of penalties, it really settled down in the second quarter. I think only one penalty total in the second quarter.
And I thought that also made it speed up a little bit. We talk about how slow that opening quarter felt anyways, and then when the second quarter got here, I thought it went much faster, and I think, to your point, I think both teams did a better job in terms of the flags.
Sure, yeah. 3 penalties for 22 yards against the Goldbugs, 5 for 59 against the Longhorns. And really, the first half was really about, Chisholm really shot themselves in the foot, continuously in that first half, because if it wasn't a bad snap coming at a bad time, it was a bad penalty. I mean, they had a touchdown taken off the board because of a holding penalty. So, it's certainly the Goldbugs have had their opportunity. Goldbugs have yet to punt in this game, haven't punted. And, Chisholm's punted, I think, twice now. Individually, Dalen Malone, 2 for 6 for 53 yards, including a long of 39 to Zane Tiger, which set up the Goldbugs' first touchdown rushing. Drake Wharton, 10 for 26. But that doesn't indicate how well he's run the ball at times. And so, what was Drake's long? He had that one here that was I had it as 17.
Okay, so you were probably right. Yeah, and then they tacked on the penalty after that. Yeah. I think you're right.
Yeah. But really, really tight first half. I mean, Goldbugs are hanging in there, and that's all you can really ask from them. But you're only a play away here, a play away there from this really looking quite a bit different. So you want to get the ball first in the second half, and we talk about all the time, Craig. You want to get the ball first in the second half, and you want to put together a really good drive.
Yeah, Goldbugs again won the toss, deferred their options, so that's usually why you do that, is you get a chance to have it coming out of halftime, and that's what will happen as we get you just about ready for the second half. Let's take another timeout. We'll be back with more of tonight's action, the Goldbugs and the Chisholm Longhorns. Back after this on the Community Bank scoreboard again, Alva trailing Chisholm 8-6. This is Goldbug football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
The Northwestern Bookstore is everything you need, whether you're a staff, student, or just your average Ranger fan. They offer everything from hats to t-shirts, polos, jackets, hoodies, and so many more Ranger clothing options. If you are a student, you can also purchase everything you need for the semester. You can also shop online and customize your order by visiting buyrangergear.com. So stop in and browse to our selection by visiting the Northwestern Bookstore located in the Student Center at Northwestern Oklahoma State University. The Northwestern Bookstore is everything you need, whether you're a staff, student, or just your average Ranger fan. They offer everything from hats to t-shirts, polos, jackets, hoodies, and so many more Ranger clothing options. If you are a student, you can also purchase everything you need for the semester. You can also shop online and customize your order by visiting buyrangergear.com. So stop in and browse to our selection by visiting the Northwestern Bookstore located in the Student Center at Northwestern Oklahoma State University.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company prides itself on supporting our customers. For over 100 years, we've been part of this community. We invite you to stop by and learn more about the qualities that we display, like community involvement and great customer service.
Call, stop by, or visit www.alvastatebank.com to open an account and let us show you what family banking is all about. We are big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Holder Drug has been serving the community of Alva since 1952. When you are in need of medication, healthcare items, and more, look to none other than Holder Drug, Alva's local pharmacy. Holder Drug is locally and family owned and is always ready to serve you. They offer convenient drive-through pickup as well as free delivery with your medication. They also offer a number of gift ideas for those special holidays. For more information, visit their website, www.holderdrug.com, or stop by 513 Barnes Avenue in downtown Alva.
At Bank Central, we're constantly finding the latest technology to make our banking experience easier for you. Downloading our mobile app will help you bank with ease. Our newly updated app allows you to block transactions on your debit card, receive alerts, schedule transfers between accounts, and log in with Touch ID. That's our newly updated Bank Central app. Find it in your app store for free. Bank Central wishes good luck to all our area teams this season. Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
Dr. Troy Smith wants you to see a difference today at Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source. Dr. Smith offers a variety of services to patients of all ages, from your child's first eye exam to pre- and post-cataract and LASIK surgery appointments. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30, with appointments beginning at 7:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Alva Vision Clinic is here to serve you. Let them show you a difference in your vision. Stop by 504 College in Alva or give them a call today at 580-327-2393.
Whether you're purchasing a new home, renovating your existing home, or using the equity in your home for other needs, the home loan products at Community Bank has you covered. Stop by 1729 College Boulevard right here in Alva or call 580-327-5500 today to visit with one of their home loan experts and let them help you get started with your home needs today. Community Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Welcome back to Ranger Field tonight. Both teams back out on the field just a little under a couple of minutes before we get the third quarter underway. And Dalton, want to get your thoughts from the sidelines. You know, we talked about in the pregame in terms of, you know, this rivalry and what it means to be on the field against, for an Alva Chisholm. And we've certainly had some blowouts in this series. There's no doubt about it, but we've had some that have been close. And this is one of the first, times, at least in a couple of years, where it's been very, very competitive at the break, and you've kind of saw every second of it down there in terms of just how I don't know if you want to say chippy, but it's an Alva Chisholm rivalry game, and certainly with it being 8-6, this is kind of either one of these teams could claim this as we go to the second half.
No doubt. Like you'd mentioned, both teams are really playing on a lot of raw motion right now, which for a fan standpoint is really exciting to watch. The guys, they're self-motivated. They want to go get this win. You always want to beat Chisholm, and that you can always kind of put a stamp of success on a year if you can get that win against Chisholm. Despite everything else that has happened this season, that is one that we will circle again for next football season, no matter what happens tonight.
No question. The Gold Bugs just running through the Spirit line, and we are just about ready to get the second half. So Alva gets the ball, as we said, Chris, and so it looks like the Gold Bugs are going to be, I believe, moving from essentially south to north. That's what it'll be. So north to south, sorry. Chisholm will kick off from that south end zone. There's really not any wind to speak of, so you're not going in or against the wind, basically. But, boy, you'd love to just get a nice drive going here on this opening drive of the quarter and just see what you can do. Who knows, if you take the lead, then the pressure, I think, really shifts onto the Longhorns a lot more.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about that. Now they have to adjust to what you're doing. And, there's still a sense in which it's only a 2-point game, but there's still a sense in which you're playing catch-up, right?
Right, I agree.
You don't have the lead, but, boy, if you can flip this and if you can go up, 13-8 or 14-8, boy, that feels like that would be a huge moment in this game as it stands now.
Yeah, right. So the Longhorns, again, will kick off from, again, the south end of the field. And they'll tee it up from the 40-yard line. Goldbugs will have Drake Wharton and Zane Tiger back deep to return. It'll be Ryan Rossell, who's also one of their top return guys. But Rossell, a sophomore, is their kickoff specialist as well. And so he will be the one to boot this one away. Longhorns taking a bit of time in their huddle. Now they break it, and now we're ready for this opening kickoff of the second half. Again, on the Community Bank scoreboard, Alva trailing Chisholm at only 8-6. 24 minutes left to decide who wins this Alva-Chisholm rivalry. I thought Russell was ready to kick it off, and then they had a bit of a stoppage of play from the referees. Now I think we're ready to go. Don't know for sure what that delay was about, but Russell will tee it up in the second half. Here will be underway from Ranger Field. Here's the right-footed boot down the right side of the field. It will hang up and then be taken, I think, by Alva. No, or did Yeah, I think Alva did finally come up with it, but just barely. And the ball will be at around the 25-yard line is where the Gold Bugs will take over. 24, I think, is where they're going to spot it, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting strategy. It's almost like they were just trying to pooch it up there, see if they could sneak one. And, when that ball falls on the ground, you just had that moment of, what do I do? What do I do? But, you got to pounce on it.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Gold Bugs. The freshman Malone takes the snap, handoff to Drake Wharton over the right side, and he will pick up, I think, just a yard to the 25.
I'm not even sure they gave him that.
No, you're right. He didn't. I thought initially he did, but nope, you're right. Looked like maybe they had leaned forward, but nope, no gain. So 2nd and 10 from the 24. 2 receivers to the near side. 1 to the top side is the senior Zane Tiger. Wharton to the left of Malone. The snap. Delay handoff, and now bouncing out to the right side is Drake. He gets that time to the 25, but no more. And that was good pursuit defense for the Longhorns, and it was Nick Dieterding that tackled him after a gain of only a yard.
Yeah, you want to see if you can get Drake outside because, he's got the speed that you're looking for, and he's got that finishing power, especially when he's going up against a defensive back or somebody who's smaller than him or even right about the same size. But, boy, that time the Longhorns are ready for it. Really good play from their linebackers there.
Gold Bugs were 2 of 4 on third down conversions in the opening half. Alva brings in Silas Graves as an extra tight end to the top side of the field. 3rd down and 8. It's a throw attempt by Malone. He lobs it to the right sideline. Zane Tiger goes back, fights the defender, and makes the catch all the way up in the Chisholm territory at the 42. Oh, what concentration. Heston Daniels also was there with pretty good condition, but Zane Tiger, that was fantastic catch for the senior.
Yeah, and give some props, too, to the young quarterback because, boy, he had them bearing down. He took a shot, but, that's a good job of standing in the pocket and delivering that ball.
Yeah, they actually gave him progress to the 41, so big-time pass completion from Malone to Tiger. Here's a handoff to Wharton. He goes up the middle, spins backwards, and is going to take a big loss. He initially had the ball to the 40 and then spun back and was pushed backwards. And Grant Biggers is one of those that was on the tackle for the Longhorns, and it is a loss of 2 yards back to the 43. So a 2nd and 12 for the Bugs.
Yeah, once again, just not fooling anybody on that play. Chisholm's ready for it. Seems like every time the Gold Bugs have run it, they've been ready for it. I kind of look for that little counter play the Gold Bugs like to run.
Colby Mackey will split to the near side for the Gold Bugs. 2 receivers to the top side of the field. Here's the snap. Malone now throws a little slant pattern over the middle. It's caught at the 35 down to about the 31. And that's Aiden Faison, I believe, who made that reception. And that is who it is. Aiden Faison, who makes the reception for the Gold Bugs. He's only kind of played sparingly at times this year, just a sophomore, but that was a great pass completion, and it's enough for a Gold Bug first down.
Yeah, and you can feel the confidence growing in your young freshman quarterback. That was a really nice pass and delivered right on time, exactly where it needed to be. That was a good strike and nice play by Aiden.
Yeah, ball at the 31 now. It's a 1st and 10 for the Gold Bugs. 31 of Chisholm. Those 2 receivers to the top side are Faison and Tiger, and again Colby Mackey to the near side. Wharton to the right of Malone. In motion is Faison. Now they hand it off on the draw play to Wharton, and Drake goes down, and the ball came out, I believe, late, and Chisholm, I think, has popped on it.
That's a bad call because the play was over and forward momentum had stopped. But
I want to get your thoughts, Dalton, because I know that's what the call was a fumble. But, boy, it sure did look like the momentum had been stopped by Drake.
Yeah, he was doing a really good job of keeping his feet turned over, and a defender did get him wrapped up. There's a few seconds he didn't make any forward progression. Whistle should have blown, but it didn't.
Yeah, but it didn't.
There you go. That's so the Longhorns will take over after the fumble with 9:07 to go in the third. Ball at their own 33, and Alva's now turned it over twice tonight. An interception and now a fumble. Patton pitches out to Heston Daniels on the right side. He cuts back now. He's got running room, and he's in the open to midfield. Cuts back to the 45 to the 40. Down to the 35 is Heston Daniels, and Zane Tiger finally able to tackle him. Oh, man, what a huge run, though, by Heston Daniels. He started on that pitch to the right and then cut back to the left and saw all kinds of green grass, partner.
Yeah, and you want to talk about a momentum shifter.
Oh,
there, the
man.
Goldbugs had the ball. They just had the big pass play. They were marching down the field, and they turned the ball over. The next play runs for whatever that ended up being.
The snap to Patton, throws it over the right side. It's caught by Wickert to the 30, gets down to the 25, and he'll be tackled, but it'll be a first down. Actually, that's Luke Bellini, not Wickert, on the reception.
It's like he's going to be just short.
Yeah, just a yard shy. So a 2nd and 1 with the ball at the 26-yard line. Bryce Patton in the shotgun with two bunch running backs, and now they faked the jet sweep essentially, and it's fumbled, but Patton is able to fall on it. They were trying to hand it off to Daniels, but that exchange just kind of fumbled between the two, and it's no gain on the play, so a 3rd and a yard now.
Well, it's just one of those games. Boy, what's that, 4 fumbles now for Chisholm, and unfortunately Goldbugs didn't have anybody there to pounce on it, but gracious.
So 3rd and a yard as Patton will stay at the quarterback, kind of that up-close pistol formation with split receivers. They shift to the left side now. The snap, the handoff, that's a first down up the middle. And to the 20-yard line goes the Longhorn ball carrier, and I think they're going to give him forward progress to around the 19. And that carry was John Shepard, and it'll be a Longhorn first down. 1st and 10 at the 19 of the Goldbugs now. The snap to Patton, handoff, that's to Shepard now to the right side. He bangs his way to the 15, and then I think snuck a little bit inside the 15 to the 14.
Yeah, Keaton Lewis out there on an island by himself once he got past that first level. Another really nice open field tackle.
Shepard gained 5 on the play, so 2nd and 5, ball at the 14-yard line of Alva as Chisholm's knocking on the door here, leading 8-6, looking for more. They go to now the traditional wing T formation. Handoff right up the middle and going nowhere as Logan Nusser is able to get up initially and just kind of close that off. And then Dominic Covert also came and said, nope, you're not going anywhere. And it'll be 3rd and 5 on no gain. Longhorns did pick up that last 3rd down conversion, so they are 3 out of 8 now. But now they'll face a 3rd and 5 from the 14 of Alva. 6:20 to go in the 3rd. Here's the snap to Patton. He fakes the handoff, keeps it up the middle. He'll get to almost the 10. And then he'll be tackled by the Goldbugs. And again, that's Logan Nusser again that came up on the stop. So now it's going to be 4th and a yard, partner. And so here we go with another 4th down opportunity for Chisholm with the football at the 11.
Yeah, it's a big moment in the game. If you stop them here, you got a chance to get momentum right back.
Chisholm brings the big guy Luke Bellini in at the quarterback. He's their power quarterback in this wing T formation. They snap it to Bellini, works over the right side. He's got the first down to the 5, inside the 5 to about the 4, maybe the 3, and I think they will mark him down at the 3. It'll be 1st and goal, as that's a big 4th down conversion made by Chisholm. They are now 2 out of 4 when they've gone forward on 4th down tonight. So 1st and goal from the 3 for the Longhorns. Here's the keeper over the right side. Bellini is in, but there was a late flag as Bellini crossed the goal line.
That's usually where they like to call holding, but they're looking over at the Chisholm sideline.
Right. And that is a hold. Yeah, it is.
Sure is.
Yeah, Bellini it was a design quarterback keeper. Usually when he's in there, more often than not, he's going to carry it, especially on those short yardage situations. He's a big kid at 6'3".
Boy, that flag came out. Boy, it flew, didn't it? That thing went about 20 yards, it seemed like.
Yeah, there wasn't much doubt of, really of what the flag was going to be or what the call was going to be.
Hey, if you're going to throw the flag, throw it with confidence.
Throw it forcefully, yep. So the ball will go back to the 9-yard line. It will still be 1st and goal, but it will be at the 9. And so the Longhorns will go back to that, almost that wing T look. The snap to Patton, he loses it and then just has to fall on it, but he loses all the way back to the 15-yard line. Another snap problem for the Longhorns. And by the way, it was Alec Ferguson that fell on him and made sure he didn't go anywhere beyond that loss, which is a loss of 6 yards back to the 15.
That's a lot of fumbles. That's 5 fumbles for Chisholm tonight.
Is. They have it now 2nd and goal from the 15. Keep in mind, this is 2nd and goal because they were inside the 5. So here's the snap. They try to throw a slant. It's caught by Wickard. Slips a tackle at the 10 to the 5, and he'll break another tackler and into the end zone for the touchdown. Colby Mackey just couldn't hang on to Wickard at about the 5 as he shed that tackler. And then there was nobody else that could make a stop attempt for the Goldbugs as Wickard will score on the 15-yard passing touchdown.
Yeah, the Goldbugs had 2 shots at him, and neither one of them were able to bring him down. So that's a couple of broken tackles later, and boy, you're down. Well, they've got it 20-6. Did I miss a score?
No, it should
be 14-6 right now.
It should be 14-6. That's not the right score at the moment. The Longhorns look to go for it on 2. And now we're going to get a stoppage of play. There's a flag that came in.
I think they're going to try to fix the score here.
I would think so.
The one ref pointed up to the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's not 20-6 because it was 8-6.
Nope, they called an encroachment or an offsides on the Goldbugs.
Yeah, so the scoreboard now will be moved to where it is, so 14-6. And so that flag did go on the Goldbugs, so it's half the distance essentially down to the 1 now for the 2-point conversion. Again, that wing T look bunched up along the formation with Bellini. Carries it, works over the right side, and he's in for the 2-point conversion. And so that will make it an even 10-point lead for the Longhorns with the touchdown and then the 2-point conversion. So there's timeout on the field on the Community Bank scoreboard with 4:36 to go in the third. Chisholm now leading Alva 16-6. This is Goldbug Football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Hi, it's Adam Jordan with Beatles Nursing Home. At Beatles, we let our reputation speak for itself. Here's what the family of one of our residents had to say about their experience.
The love and patience projected by the administration and staff is greatly appreciated by our family. The difference between a job and ministry is evident at Beatles Nursing Home.
If you're looking for comprehensive health care in a Christian environment, look no further than Beatles Nursing Home, located at 916 Noble Street in Alva.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th through the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit gopioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Well, it winds up being a pretty impressive drive for the Longhorns. They started on their own 33. They go 10 plays, 67 yards. And Chisholm now with a 10-point lead on the Goldbugs, 16-6. And then also, the drive also, of course, the Goldbugs chewed up some time on their opening drive as well. But the rest of that drive for Chisholm chewed up even more time on the clock to just 4.5 to go in the third. So Alva will get it on the ensuing kickoff from Randy Rosal. Here's the kick. This one to the near side is going to be, I think, out of bounds. It did go out of bounds. So they kicked it to the right sideline the last time out, and this time it went to the left sideline, but goes out of bounds. And so Alva should get the football at the 35-yard line on that illegal procedure call. That's typically what happens. So Dalen Malone, the freshman, will bring the Goldbugs out, trailing by 10. I mean, you can, back the team up and make them kick it over, but most teams just say,
I think
we'll take it at the 35. And
I think what you want to do here is you just want to take the ball and take the field position that's given to you. I'm not sure that making them re-kick is good strategy, and looks like that's what the Goldbugs will do.
Well, because, again, who's to say if you drop the football or it's a live ball? All kinds of things can happen.
Absolutely.
We know the kickoff is a live ball, so, it's I think that's a good call for the Gold Bugs. They'll take over on their own 35.
Well, this is pretty much my score here.
Yeah, it is. I think this is where the Bugs have to get some points. 2 receivers to the top side of the field, 1 to the near side. Wharton to the left of Malone. He'll snap it, wants to throw. It is caught by Tiger at the 40, and he gets to about the 42 before he's wrestled down on a nice tackle by John Shepard. But that's a good reception. That goes for 6 yards up to the 41.
Well, and what you do is you kind of break up your pattern there a little bit. Instead of running the ball on the first down, you just have a quick pass, and now instead of 2nd and 10 or 2nd and 9, now you're looking at 2nd and 4.
So 2nd and 4 from the 41. Same formation, the snap, the fake, and then the keep by Malone as everybody keyed toward Wharton, and Dalen pulled it out and then picked up a nice run. He comes up only a yard shy of the first down. He winds up picking up 3 of the 4 he needed.
Okay, so you've had a good first down, a good second down, leads you to 3rd and short.
Yeah.
Now you can do pretty much whatever you want to do. You can throw the ball here. You can do a zone read. You can do something off tackle. You really set yourself up well here.
Yeah, initially they had put the football on right on the 45, which was basically been enough for the first down, but they did move it back to the 44.
Not a real strong game tonight from the referees.
No, it's been a bit of a struggle.
There's been some confusion.
Yeah.
And
it really has. It's been a struggle. Here's 3rd and 1. The snap. The handoff to Wharton. He does have the first down as he just kind of put his head down and barreled his way forward to pick up the yards needed. He needed only a yard, and he gets 2 yards. Well, yeah, he gets 2 yards to the 46. So a Gold Bug first down. And Alva is also now 4 out of 6 on 3rd down conversions tonight. Alva's been pretty efficient.
Yeah, there have been some good things. I mean, they've made some plays. They just haven't been able to finish off these drives.
So Alva will have it 1st and 10 from the 46. They'll stay with that same formation. The snap, the fake, the throw attempt by Malone. It's thrown in and out of the hands of Zane Tiger. Around the 40-yard line, he was being defended by Heston Daniels basically right as the ball got in there. And
well, I don't know if they have a defenseless receiver penalty in high school football, but if they did, I think that would have certainly been a candidate. I mean, Zane got his clock clean pretty good there after the play was over. But there again, I like the idea of throwing the ball on first down because it just changes things up. And
well, it also gives Chisholm something to think about because they haven't, we haven't seen that or didn't see that at least a whole lot in the opening half. So
boy, they cannot figure out where to put that ball down.
It should be at the 46. They didn't gain any yards, obviously, from the incomplete pass, so there really shouldn't have been all that much confusion. But that's where we are tonight. So again, 2 receivers to the top side of the field, 1 to the near side. Here's the snap. The delayed handoff to Wharton, and he goes backwards. He is still on his feet, though, but he's all the way back to the 40-yard line for a 6-yard loss. My goodness, a whole host of Longhorns, including linebacker Ryan Riley. And that one just didn't get off the ground at all. It's actually officially a gain of 5 back to the 41. So
or loss of 5.
Yeah, sorry, loss.
Yeah, it was one of those, Drake trying to make something happen, continue to fight, but it's awfully hard to fight off 4 or 5. I mean, there's only so much you can do when you're the running back in that situation. But now you set yourself up here 3rd and long.
Yeah.
3rd and 15. You realistically, you probably need 9 or 10 yards here to think about going for it on 4th down. But
play clock winding down. 2 seconds, 1 second. They do get it off, and again they tried that delayed handoff up the middle, and Chisholm was just right there. I mean, there wasn't much that was going to happen there as the tackle was made by Luke Bellini. So he will pick up only a yard. So it'll be 4th and 14.
Boy, that Luke Bellini's had a good night tonight, hadn't he?
He really
has.
Every
time we look up, he's making another play.
His family, formerly from Alva, and gone to Chisholm, and they've had some good success, some good athletes that have come through that Chisholm program now. So Samuel Houston back to punt it away from his own 30 with just over 1:10 to go in the 3rd. Chisholm trying to bring pressure, and the snap goes over the head of Houston. He will have to try to run back and pick it up. He does, but he's tackled at the 5 for a huge loss. and Chisholm takes over on the Goldbugs. Oh, there's a flag that came well after the play, and they're going to call that one. I believe they're pointing to Samuel Houston. He must have said something after he was tackled for that big loss back to, I think they officially spotted him at the 6. My goodness.
Well, we've talked about it before, what an important part of the game that is. A lot of people think that long snap is pretty easy to do, but it's really not. And, boy, he's that one just sailed over his head. There wasn't a whole lot he could do on that. Just try to get back there and try to recover it.
So they're also reading the flag. They'd actually put the ball down at the 7, not the 6. But now we're looking at the flag. They pointed in the direction of where Houston was walking off the field. And so that was why I assumed that maybe he had said something. But no, I think they called dead ball and sportsmanlike penalty against the Goldbugs. So that was the call. So now instead of the 7, I believe Chisholm's going to have it inside the 5 down to the 4. So first and goal at the 4 for the Longhorns. Again, they'll go with Luke Bellini in that power look. The snap, he takes it to the left side. He's hit and goes nowhere. Dominic Covert there to close him down, but it was Devin Doty that got him first. So that's a good tackle by the front for the Goldbugs. And I think he did lose a yard from the 4 to the 5, so second and goal at the 5 now. And there's also 38 seconds to go in the quarter. Neither team has called a timeout yet in this third, so it's gone very fast. The quarter has. So Bellini will stay in that kind of wing tee look. He gets the snap. It's a low one. And then Bellini is swallowed under again. Again, a snap that's gone awry for either team. It was low. Bellini had to kind of almost pick it up off the carpet, and then Alva just swarmed on him, and that's actually a loss of another yard back to the 6. So now third and goal from the 6, and I don't think Chisholm will have another play. 2 seconds, 1 second. There you go. That's the end of quarter number 3. We've got potentially 2 big plays for the Goldbug defense to try to stay in this game when we come back to the fourth quarter. Chisholm will have it, third and goal from the 6. We're back after this timeout on the Community Bank scoreboard. Alva trailing Chisholm 16-6. Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Today's economic environment brings challenges, but along with challenges comes opportunities and potential rewards. At E&J Financial, we offer a consolidated approach to your financial future. E&J is independent and locally owned, servicing all of Oklahoma and Kansas. Plus, we can write all insurance lines, including auto, home, farm and ranch, business, health, and life. You already trust E&J with your taxes and wealth management. Now trust us to take care of your insurance needs. Stop by for more information at any of our locations in Stillwater, Woodward, and right here in Alva. Today's economic environment brings challenges, but along with challenges comes opportunities and potential rewards. At E&J Financial, we offer a consolidated approach to your financial future. E&J is independent and locally owned, servicing all of Oklahoma and Kansas. Plus, we can write all insurance lines, including auto, home, farm and ranch, business, health, and life. You already trust E&J with your taxes and wealth management. Now trust us to take care of your insurance needs. Stop by for more information at any of our locations in Stillwater, Woodward, and right here in Alva.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. Dalton, I want to go down to you as we start the fourth. Alva down by 10, but has the potential with possibly, well, they got to get 2 stops essentially to get the ball back, but this kind of feels like a scenario where you've got to find a way to bow your neck and keep the Longhorns out of the end zone.
No doubt. Right now, you're looking for your defense to kind of have that bend but don't break style. You're wanting them to just get the ball back, and best case scenario, we score. Worst case scenario, we can flip the field and then start fresh the next drive.
So here we go. It'll be third down and goal from the 6. The Longhorns are just 3 of 9 on third down conversions. Here's Patton, rolls out to the right, wants to throw back to the left. He's got a wide open receiver, and it is caught for the touchdown. They rolled everything to the right, and then Patton threw back left for the touchdown.
That's a really well-designed play. It just you got to tip your cap to him. You don't like doing it, but boy, that was a really well-designed play. They hadn't run anything like that, hadn't shown anything like that this entire game, and to pull it out there on the goal line, boy, the Goldbugs have really dug themselves a hole.
Yeah, and it's Cody Wickert, by the way, who caught that, his second touchdown catch of the night. Longhorns go for 2. They flip it on that little kind of zip play, and I think the receiver got it pushed out of bounds before he crossed the goal line. It was Grant Biggers. Now they're trying to determine if he made it to the pylon. I don't think he got there. If there's no flags down on the play, that would just be a stop on the 2-point conversion. And, yeah, I think that's what they're going to call. So good job by the Goldbug defense. That little kind of jet sweep pitch, but didn't go through. So Chisholm, though, is tacked onto their lead with that 6-yard passing touchdown from Patton to Wickert. And we'll take a timeout to change possessions. 11:52 to go in the game now. Chisholm leading Alva 22-6. This is Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
As we head into the fall season, don't forget about the Farmers Co-op and Pride Tire and Auto Center for all of your car care needs. From oil changes to tires, brakes, and front-end alignments, let our caring and knowledgeable staff help you with the maintenance on your vehicle. Stop by 901 Sealing Street or call us at 580-327-0521. That's 327-0521 to schedule an appointment Monday through Friday.
Build a great future for yourself at Northwest Technology Center. Enroll this month in one of their great evening courses. They offer classes in computers, health-related areas, business and professional development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center, preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
Welcome back out of the timeout. The Goldbugs, after having that bad snap on the punt attempt where they had the ball went over the head of Samuel Houston and he was tackled at the 5. It took 3 plays for Chisholm to score, and here's the ensuing kickoff by Rossell. This is just lofted up, and it's a live ball, and Alva just didn't get on it. To be honest, there was nobody on the near side of the football field that saw it, and it was picked up by Chisholm on the live ball. I think it was Wyatt Groves, who was a senior, that falls on the live ball, and now everything that can go wrong is going wrong. It's kind of a snowball effect against the Goldbugs here. So the Longhorns will take over on, essentially it's a deep onside, even though that wasn't necessarily what they were trying. And they have it 1st and 10 at the Goldbug 34 now. So it'll be Chisholm football leading the Goldbugs on the Community Bank scoreboard 22-6. And now Chisholm's really just kind of trying to officially put this one out of reach. They go with a spread formation, the snap, they fake it. Patton goes down the right sideline. Wickert is wide open, and he will score easily on the touchdown as he had beaten Reichenkraft on that near side, and that one was just pitch and catch, partner. There was just no problem with that one.
The quarterback pump faked, and the corner bit on it hard, and the receiver just ran right past him for a pretty easy touchdown.
So Wickert with his 3rd receiving touchdown of the night.
And think about how quickly this game has changed.
Yeah, it has.
The Goldbugs are right in this thing, and then all of a sudden.
And this will be a 2-point conversion attempt as they tried to.
Yeah, they're going to get Tiger for pass interference.
They tried to dump it over into the end zone, a little dump pass, and Tiger, though, is going to be called for pass interference, as Chris said. So that will make the 2-point try again for Chisholm. Instead of the 2-yard line, it'll go to the 1. And by the way, all of Wickert's receiving touchdowns now have come here in the second half. He caught one late in the 3rd. He had that one just a few moments ago at the first play of the 4th quarter. And now he catches his 3rd after they essentially got the deep onside. Now they'll go for 2. They'll snap it directly to Bellini over the right side, and did he cross the goal line before the ball was dropped out? Yeah, I think he did. And so, no, they're going to change that and say he did not. So, because I think he was losing the football before he crossed the goal line. So the 2-point conversion is no good, but the Longhorns now have extended their lead with 11:43 to go. As on the Community Bank scoreboard, Chisholm now leads Alva 28-6. We'll take a timeout and be back. This is Goldbug Football, brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
From the farmer's field that produces your food to the football field where the Goldbugs play, Woods County Farm Bureau is committed to supporting this community and others like it across northwest Oklahoma. Woods County Farm Bureau provides a peace of mind to families through home, auto, life, and commercial insurance with affordable coverage and exceptional service. Give Kenneth Bird a call today at 580-327-3432. Again, that's 327-3432.
Whatever your lending needs, Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma can help. Real estate loans, operating loans and equipment loans, roll home loans, livestock loans, ag business loans, and more, all handled with personal service, quick response, and individual attention. When you're ready to raise the stakes, they are the ones raising their hands to help. Their friendly and knowledgeable staff knows the greater Alva community and are the ones to help you with the loans you need. Next time you're in need of a loan, visit Farm Credit of Western Oklahoma in Alva, your source for agricultural loans and services.
Welcome back to Ranger Field. They had a post conversion attempt, I think, not a personal foul, I don't think, but unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called against Chisholm. So it's marked off on the kickoff. So instead of kicking off from the 40, 15-yard penalty backwards. So Chisholm will kick off from their own 25, as Randy Rosal will do it again, the sophomore, but
Field the kick.
Yeah, I mean, my goodness, at the very least do that as Alva. There's still a lot of time left. These two touchdowns came bang, bang. Prior to that, it was only 16-10. Now all of a sudden it's 28-6, but there's still 11:43 left on the clock. So it's not like this game is completely over yet, as that ball is kind of driven down the middle of the field and finally taken by the up receiver for the Goldbugs. That's a good return inside Chisholm into the field past the 40, and I think he was run out of bounds at around the 38, maybe 37. So that's a good job by the Goldbugs. I think that was Sion Ray, 33. Sion Ray is the one that fielded that and made a very good run on it. So the Goldbugs will have pretty good, in fact, they'll have great field position. 1st and 10 at the Chisholm 37-yard line is where they'll spot it. So, again, it was Sion Ray on the return. So Alva will go with, again, Malone still in the quarterback position. Zane Tiger split to the near side. Two receivers, both Mackey and Aiden Faison, split to the top side of the field with Wharton the tailback. And Wharton is to the left of Dalen. Here's the snap. Fake it. They throw it in slant pattern to Tiger. He catches it inside the 35 down to the 30. And then he's finally tackled at about the 29, maybe even forward progress to the 28. It was Ryan Riley that made the tackle, but that reception for Zane Tiger doesn't give the Goldbugs a first down. And he needed 10, and that's what he got to the 27.
Yeah, just a simple slant pattern.
Yeah.
And once again, throwing it on first down, it pays off.
Here's the snap to Malone. He darts up, then hands it off on the late give to Wharton. And Drake will get it to the 25 and then lean up to about the 24 as he'll pick up about 3 yards on the carry. Luke Bellini coming off the pile for the Longhorns. It'll be a 2nd and 7. So ball at the Longhorn 24. Clock rolling, 10.5 to go in this one. Goldbugs with Malone in the shotgun again. Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff, throws to the left sideline. He lofted it up for Tiger, and that's going to be a pass interference call on Parker Warnick, as he didn't allow Tiger to try to get back to the football. So
and he had Tiger, but he underthrew him a little bit, and the defensive back came over and smacked Tiger. And that's a pretty easy pass interference call. There was no play for the ball. There was no turning the head back to try to find the ball. It was just the defensive back just lining him up. But, they haven't signaled what the penalty is yet.
And Zane Tiger has the football right now, and so we're trying to figure out. They called pass interference out. Are they going to call they're going to call offsetting? They're going to basically say it's against both, against Warnick, and then they're going to call it also on Zane Tiger. So obviously that offsets the play, and it'll stay a 2nd down and 7. So the penalty's offset. So instead of having it first down inside the 15, you have a second 7.
I like that play call, though. I mean,
I do too.
Dalen put a nice little pump fake on that ball, too. He's just got to lead his receiver a little more.
Yeah, just left it too short, obviously. 2nd and 7. In motion left to right is Tiger, and then Malone just dropped the football. I think he kind of was trying to decide whether he was going to hand it off on the little, pitch, if you will, to Zane, but he fell down. And that's unfortunate because now it's going to be a loss of 5. It's going to be 3rd and 12 as the ball goes all the way back to the 29. Obviously, you got to go for it both downs here, at least if you don't pick it up here.
Yeah, so here, you don't have to pick it all up. If
right.
You're going to go for 2, or if you're going to go for it on 4th, you just need, just get half of it. Just get 6-7 yards.
Same formation, 2 receivers top side, 1 to the near side. Shotgun for Malone. In motion left to right is Tiger. He fakes it, now wants to step back and throw. Dalen lofts it down the middle into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Oh, my goodness, trying to lay out and make the touchdown grab, I think it was Colby Mackey. He just couldn't bring it in, though.
Well, it wasn't a bad pass.
No, it really
was double coverage, but, that was a much better throw than the last one that got called for the pass interference. But the time Mackey just not quite able to haul it in.
So 4th and 12 from the 29 for Alva. They're now 5 of 8 on 3rd down conversions. Goldbugs are 0 of 1, though, when they've gone for it on 4th down tonight. So obviously they'll go for it here. Here's the snap back to Malone. Straight drop back, steps up in the pocket, throws. It's caught by Tiger, but it's well shy of the first down. He caught it, but only got to the 20, and he needed to get to about the 17. So he comes up 3 yards shy, and Chisholm will take over with now 8:58 to go in this one as they'll try to salt it away with a 28-6 lead over the Goldbugs. Dalton, want to go down to you and just get your thoughts on the sidelines. Obviously, a lot of momentum, or certainly was right there for the Goldbugs, only being down 8-6. What are we seeing now as this one's kind of slipping away with Alva trailing 28-6 now?
Our guys are still trying to play hard and finish the game the right way, but you can definitely tell we have lost some of that momentum.
Yep. Here's a quick completion from Patton to Cody Wickert to the right side of the field, and that's going to be a completion. Nathan Hunt able to get the tackle, but Wickert, I think, got right to the 30, which would give him a 10-yard gain and should give the Longhorns a first down. They haven't moved the chains yet, so they may say he's just a little bit shy, but no, now I think they will move him. So just took a little bit for these guys to determine what's going on here. So we've kind of seen that most of the night. So a 1st and 10 now from the 30 with the clock rolling and 8:40 to go, and Chisholm leading Alva 28-6. Patton now under center, pitches it out to the left side. Here's Shepard to the 30, up to the 35. He'll pick up about a 5-yard run on that one before the Goldbugs able to make the tackle.
Well, they do such a good job of sealing off the edge on that play, and it's a well-coached team, isn't it?
Yep.
I mean, it really, you have to give them credit.
Actually gave him progress to the 36, so that was a 6-yard gain. So it's now a 2nd and 4 for the Longhorns. Yeah, one thing about Coach Reiner, and I know it's been a tough season for the Longhorns, but no doubt he's always done a great job. There's a pass intended for Wickert at about the 45-yarders, and that was a great defensive play by Colby Mackey to come over and knock that one away. Yeah, Mackey made a really good play on that one to knock it away from Wickert, who's had a big third quarter here, or second half, sorry. So 3rd and 4 from the 36 as the clock now stops on that incomplete pass with 7:49 to go. And again, the Goldbugs trailing the Longhorns on the Community Bank scoreboard 28-6. Oh, we had a personal foul roughing the passer after the play was over. And that will give the Longhorns an automatic first down. Well, I apologize because I sure didn't see that one. Did you see that, Dalton? I know there was some pressure there late, but.
Yes, I did. Logan Nusser came in right at the end and put a pretty good tag on him.
Yeah, so there you go. The pass interference or the not the pass interference, the quarterback keeper here by Patton. He is tackled for a loss into the backfield, and Devin Doty, the first one to get there. It was roughing the passer that I couldn't get out of my mouth a moment ago. But that's a sack as Devin Doty and a whole host of goal bugs. The ball goes back to the 44-yard line. So a loss of 5, 2nd and 15 now for Chisholm with just over 7:15 to go in the ball game. Spread formation, 3 receivers top side, 1 to the near side for Patton. Shepard is to his right. Here's the snap. Straight drop back now, a crossing pattern over the middle, caught. 45-50, cuts back. 45-40. That's a big first down all the way down to about the 36-yard line for the Longhorns. And they're going to call a hold, though, as that one was clearly coming back. The catch was made by Wickert, but this one will not stand. And so instead of a first down deep in Alva's end, it will be a holding call, and we'll see where they mark it off from.
Well, penalty notwithstanding, it was another really well-designed play, and Goldbug's going to kind of get a break here with this holding because it's a spot foul.
It is,
boy, they're going to get backed way up, all the way back to the 36.
36-yard line, so that's a huge loss. From the 44 back to the 36. So second down and long now for the Longhorns with 6:50 to go. Here's the snap. Patton throws to Wickert, caught up to the 41 to the 45, lifts a tackler there, still on his feet and pushed out of bounds. I think finally around midfield. It will bring up a third, and let's see where they spot it. It's all going to depend on that. I think it's going to be a third and 9 or 8, depending on the spot. As Wickert was caught. And then,
once again, sorry, Craig, I don't mean to cut you off there. Just once again, not real good tackling by the Goldbugs. They had a chance to wrap him up, 6-7 yards before he was eventually pushed out of bounds. But
so
you just kind of run out of things to say, really.
Yeah, I know. Chisholm is 5 out of 11 on third downs. Now they'll have it 3rd and 8 as they switch formations again along the line of scrimmage. There's the snap. There's the handoff into the first man through, and that is big Logan Nusser saying, no, partner, you're not going anywhere. And Logan Nusser, what a gutty performance this kid has thrown in this year. As he's had some injury problems, but yet has played through it. We also saw Dalton Martini get on the stop as well, but, that is a no gain. I really thought he went backwards, but they say no gain, so it's 4th and 8. 5 out of 11 now. 5 out of 12, sorry, for the Longhorns on third downs. They'll punt it here, though, with under 6 minutes to go on a 4th and 8. Here's the snap. It's a high kick from John Shepard, and it's going to be fair caught inside the 15 to about the 14 by Nathan Hunt. And that is where the Goldbugs will take over. Only 5:44 left in this one. Alva will have it 1st and 10 from their own 14-yard line. Goldbugs trailing it 28-6 as the Bugs are about to finish the regular season at least 2-8, and then we'll wait to see what would possibly happen in terms of whether the Goldbugs will elect to play in the postseason next week or whether this will be it. Snap back to Malone. He'll step up in the pocket, throws over the middle, has a receiver, but it is incomplete over on that far side of the field. It was Nathan Hunt who was the initial intended receiver, and they just couldn't hook up, so now it's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, when he first threw it, I thought he was throwing it up the seam. Looked like he had a man open, but boy, that time, once again, little fortunate there. Dalen's had a pretty good game. He's 7 out of 13 for 122 yards. I mean, he, and hadn't turned the ball over.
Yeah.
He hasn't been bad at all.
Here's the snap. There's the counter run by Drake Wharton. Cuts to the 15 to the 20. We haven't seen that counter play all night, and that is probably the second biggest run we've seen tonight from Wharton and the Gold Bugs, as he'll be tackled, but not until he gets up to the 29, and it will be enough for a Gold Bug first down.
Yeah, we kind of wonder where that play's been. I mean, that's been an effective play for them, really going back the last 2 years running with Drake. He's got a good feel for it.
Yeah.
And, it's good to see them pull it out.
So here's a 1st and 10. Again, they run the counter play to Drake. Again, it's to the left side. Breaks a tackler. He's to the 30 and then dives for about the 31, maybe 32. So back-to-back counter runs. And it was Ryan Riley on the tackle for the Longhorns, and they actually did give Drake forward progress up to the 32.
Yeah, same play. And, once again, you peeled off a couple of 8-9 yard runs back-to-back here running that same counter play. I just don't know why it's not a bigger part of their offense.
2nd and 2. The snap to Malone. Rolls to the right, wants to throw on the run, and it is incomplete. Intended for Drew Glass. It would have been big-time yardage up to near midfield, but just couldn't hook up. And that will bring up a 3rd and 3 now for the Gold Bugs, as they are 5 of 8 on 3rd down conversions tonight. With 4:20 to go in this game, as Drake Wharton will come out now to the near side, and it'll be an empty backfield for the Gold Bugs. I believe you'll have 3 receivers to the top side of the field and 2 to the near side. So it's a full 5 wide receiver, no back set on the spread formation. Malone gets the snap, straight drop back, wants to throw. He's got a receiver, and it is incomplete. He kind of threw it a little bit behind Keaton Lewis, who was the intended receiver, and that'll bring up a 4th and 3 now. It was Parker Warnick who had the coverage. So 4th and 3 from the 32. Alva's not picked up a 4th down conversions tonight. They're 0 out of 2.
You kind of like to see on some of these plays, you'd kind of like to see Dalen just go ahead and just tuck the ball and just run. That'll come as he gets older, I think, gets a little bit more experience, a little bit bigger, a little stronger.
That, by the way, that intended receiver was not Drew Glass. I apologize for that. It was Bowden Madrid who was the intended receiver. Here's the pass intended for the near side of the football field. That was intended to Keaton Lewis. He couldn't haul it in, and it is incomplete, and the ball goes back to Chisholm now as the Gold Bugs turn over on down. So 3:58 left in this one, with Chisholm leading Alva 28-6. They'll have it 1st and 10 from the Alva 32.
Yeah, that was a pretty good pass. It was just a tad behind him, but it was pretty good pass under those circumstances for Dalen.
So here we go as they run it to the near side from Heston Daniels. There's a flag that came down after Daniels made only about a yard gain over the far side of the football field.
I think they're going to get holding here. Keaton Lewis was just about dragged down by that up back or that fullback over there. I think this is going to be a holding. Of course, I didn't see what happened on that far sideline.
Right.
But
there was some definite.
The Longhorns are backing up like they expect it's going against them.
I think it's for sure going to be a hold. Maybe the question is if there was something that happened post play on the running the ball carry out of bounds.
Well, they're talking about it a long time.
Yeah, this is a significant thought process from the receivers here. It is a hold.
Well, that was a long conversation to call a holding penalty.
Yeah, that's the longer it went. I thought, well, maybe they are going to call something, on the Gold Bugs in terms of, the tackle near the boundary. But no, it's just a hold on the Longhorns. So they will spot it all the way back to the 45-yard line. So it will be 1st and long for the Longhorns. 1st and 23 will be the official spot here, and we'll get a timeout. We'll go ahead and take a timeout with 3:48 left. Alva trailing the Chisholm Longhorns 28-6. This is Gold Bug football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Foots Farm Supply in Alva has everything you will need in the way of supplies for your farm or ranch. Foots carries a full line of vet supplies, as well as everything you will need for the next farm or ranch project. With winter right around the corner, they have new 600 and 1200 denier blankets in stock for you to choose from. Remember, if we don't have it, we will work to get it for you. So the next time you need everything for your farm or ranch, see the friendly folks at Foots Farm Supply, located at 618 Flynn, right here in Alva. Foots Farm Supply in Alva has everything you will need in the way of supplies for your farm or ranch. Foots carries a full line of vet supplies, as well as everything you will need for the next farm or ranch project. With winter right around the corner, they have new 600 and 1200 denier blankets in stock for you to choose from. Remember, if we don't have it, we will work to get it for you. So the next time you need everything for your farm or ranch, see the friendly folks at Foots Farm Supply, located at 618 Flynn, right here in Alva.
So out of the timeout, Longhorns will have it 1st and 23 after that holding penalty. And they have it on the Goldbug 45-yard line. Chisholm looks like they're going to close out the regular season with back-to-back wins after they beat Blackwell 2 weeks ago. And they're leading the Goldbugs here 28-6. Snap back to Patton. He'll roll out and wants to throw. He goes deep to Wickard, and it's incomplete. He tried to come back on the ball. Patton just kind of threw it up, but left it a bit short. And then Wickard couldn't come back and pick it up. And so that'll be an incomplete pass.
Well, Goldbugs, I think, are a little lucky there. They didn't get another roughing the passer penalty called on them, because I wasn't sure who it was for the Goldbugs, but somebody got a real lick on the Chisholm quarterback again. And, boy, you just got to be so careful in those situations. You just can't.
It seems like tonight in particular they haven't been.
Well, it's
not just tonight, but
sure,
just,
It's a frustrating situation, and I understand that, but you're not going to make it better by taking a penalty there.
Yeah. So here we go. A 2nd and 23 from the 45. 3:37 left. Patton under center now. They hand it off to, on the left side, a little dive play, that left side from Heston Daniels. And he will carry it up to the 40-yard line. Sorry, it was Shepard, not Daniels. So Shepard on the carry. So a gain of 5, and we'll have a 3rd and 18 for the Longhorns. Again, they are 4 out of 12 on third down conversions tonight.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Excuse me. Sorry about that.
That's
Forgot
okay.
where I was for a
know,
second.
right? It's easy to do sometimes. Sorry, 5 out of 12 on third down conversion. Snap back to Patton. Wants to throw on the run. He is nailed again, and they're going to call another penalty, but the pass is also completed, and it will go for a touchdown to Cody Wickard. But Patton is also going to get, or the Goldbugs are going to get flagged for a roughing the passer. Dominic Covert bearing down on Patton. And
he got a lick in, that's for sure.
They got their money's worth, but also the completion for the touchdown to Wickard, who's caught his 4th touchdown pass of the second half. And that one from 40 yards out. So it is a roughing the passer. Obviously, they'll go. That penalty, by the way, will be marked off on the ensuing kickoff. So we would assume probably the Longhorns are going to go for 2 here. They lead Alva now 34-6 with 2:38 left. And Goldbugs, after losing their first 2 games, won 2 in a row to get to 2-2, and they're going to close, it looks like anyways, on a 6-game losing streak, and that's a no good on the 2-point conversion, as Patton just tried to kind of scramble to the 10 and maybe was trying to find a place to throw the football, but there was nobody there, and so he falls down, and 2-point conversion will fail. There is timeout on the field, and we'll take a break with 2:38 left on the Community Bank scoreboard. Alva trailing the Chisholm Longhorns 34-6. Alva football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
G&G Home Furnishings is your local one-stop shop for all of your home improvement and furniture needs. They offer an extensive amount of products from all the name brands such as Ashley, Bassett, Lazy Boy, IFD, Crestview, and so many more. Follow their Facebook page and browse their website at gndhomefurnishings.com for all of their weekly and monthly specials. Next time you're in the market for new furniture and accessories, shop local with G&G Home Furnishings, located at 2107 College Boulevard right here in Alva.
G&G Home Furnishings is your local one-stop shop for all of your home improvement and furniture needs. They offer an extensive amount of products from all the name brands such as Ashley, Bassett, Lazy Boy, IFD, Crestview, and so many more. Follow their Facebook page and browse their website at gndhomefurnishings.com for all of their weekly and monthly specials. Next time you're in the market for new furniture and accessories, shop local with G&G Home Furnishings, located at 2107 College Boulevard, right here in Alva.
So it winds up being a quick 3-play, 45-yard scoring drive for Chisholm. And again, it's a 40-yard touchdown pass from Bryce Patton to Cody Wickert. The personal foul, roughing the passer penalty was marked off on the kickoff. So instead of from the 40, the Longhorns, this happened from an Alva perspective earlier in the game, but here the Longhorns will kick from the Goldbug from inside the Goldbug 45-yard line. Randy Russell will be the one that will kick this one away. Just line drives it down the middle. It's picked up, dropped it immediately by Hunt. He picked it back up, though, and Nathan's going to take it up past the 20 to very near the 25-yard line. And the Goldbugs will have it with 2:33 to go as this one gets closer to completion with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left to go in this final regular season game for the Goldbugs. 1st and 10 from Alva's 25-yard line as we see Malone come back out. And we will see a spread formation with 3 receivers to the near side. Or now they're going to flip the formation now. They'll go with 2 receivers to the top side of the field, 2 to the near side. So it is a 4 wide receiver set, and now I think the Goldbugs with confusion are going to call timeout. So we will take a timeout as well with 2:32 to go. We'll come back after this. Goldbugs trailing 34-6. Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Most people prefer honest, friendly, prompt service from local folks they can trust. Sure, it sounds simple, but that's not always what you get. At K&K Body Works in Alva, you'll receive just that. Expert service and collision repair from a business you can trust. Since 1958, K&K Body Works' goal is to make our auto body service as convenient and stress-free for our customers as possible. From minor repairs to major auto body work, they do every job with the highest level of professionalism. Get your free estimate today by visiting knkbodyworks.com or stop by in person at 301 Flynn Street right here in Alva.
Don't be at risk with your home, farm, or business this year because of faulty wiring. Call the experts at Northwest Electric at 580-327-3201. Northwest Electric is a trusted name in the electrical industry and should be your choice locally for all your electrical needs. Daryl, David, and Scott have over 100 years of combined electrical experience and been serving you beyond the call of duty for over 40 years. So stop by their showroom in the downtown square in Alva to browse for your electrical needs. Northwest Electric, where we don't do all the business, just yours.
Coming out of the timeout, Goldbugs will throw. Back to pass is Malone. He throws to the near side. It's picked off by Luke Bellini. There is nobody but green grass, green turf, if you will, and Bellini will get a pick 6 as he picked it off from right at about the 25-yard line and takes it back for a pick 6 return. And the Longhorns now pouring it on the Goldbugs, leading 40-6. Bellini almost had a pick 6 early in the game when he intercepted one and brought it back to the 5-yard line. That led to Chisholm's first touchdown of the night. Longhorns now will attempt to kick the extra point. Snap back, ball down, kick up on the way. The Heston Daniels extra point kick is good.
Yep,
and plus we have a personal foul
penalty on the Goldbugs.
Yep, and that's going to be after the kick. The Goldbugs made contact late. And that will be will be again, I'm sure, marked off on the ensuing kickoff. So,
well, I mean, at some point, you just got to stop. I mean, that's again, I understand feeling frustrated. You're really getting it handed to you in the second half by your rival. I do understand that, but there again, what does that accomplish?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to get flagged every single time. And,
and ultimately, it just looks bad from a Goldbug perspective. It looks really, really worse on, I think, on Alva. Just, in terms of those are some of the impressions you get. And these aren't bad kids. We're not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. But they're just things that you've got to. Sure. I know this is a rivalry game, and Dalton, I want to get your thoughts too, kind of to elaborate what we're saying. I mean, again, we get it's a rivalry. We get that you're frustrated on how things are going, but man, these are just some of the things that you just hate to see late in the season, right?
Absolutely. You know, it's tough for everyone out there. You can't be selfish with your actions and punish your team because you're upset. You've just got to bear down and move on to the next play, you know, so they really need to get a grip.
So 2:23 left as, again, for the second straight time, Chisholm will kick off from the Goldbug 45-yard line. And, again, they score on the 25-yard interception return from Luke Bellini. Bellini had the first touchdown of the night on that rushing touchdown, and this is his second TD via the pick six here. So it'll be Russell who will kick it away. Again, just a little line drive kick down the middle. The Goldbugs just finally trying to fall on it, and I believe somebody did. And we had another flag that comes in late. It is a flag that was thrown so high in the air it took about 2 or 3 seconds to come down. And this is a personal foul on the Goldbugs.
Goodness.
And also on the Chisholm Longhorns. So this time at least they do go and call a competing penalties here. But my goodness. Wow. This is not fun from a Goldbug perspective now as they trail it 41-6 with 2:23 to go. Neither team will lose any positioning, though, as Alva takes over on their own 22. As, again, those penalties offset. Here's the play, and that is a handoff to Wharton, but just didn't have really anywhere to go as Chisholm tackles him right at the line of scrimmage by Caleb Griffith. So, 2nd and 10 now, as the clock will continue to roll under 2 minutes to go in this one.
Well, it's been a tough night for Drake. Yeah. Just not a whole lot of running room. And, you know, he's going to end up right now, I've got him for 44 yards on 21 carries. And, you know, that pretty well sums up his night. Just not a lot of room for him to really get going. He's had a couple of nice-looking runs here and there. But, you know, on the whole, you know, Chisholm's done a good job of bottling him up.
Late in the play clock, here's the snap to Malone, and he falls down as he was trying to – the snap was a little bit low and to the left of him, and then – you know, Malone just couldn't pick it up before he fell down and then just had to kind of fall on the football. And so that'll be a loss all the way back to the 19-yard line. So that's a loss of 3 on the play. Longer than that, sorry. 3rd and 14 actually is what we're looking at. 4 yards lost on the play. Just under a minute to go now. Here's the pass for Malone. He'll step up in the pocket, and now actually we have a stoppage of play. And what do we got here? Did they call a false start? That was it seemed like a little bit of a late throwing away of that play, or calling it dead, if you will. So instead of a 3rd and 14, it'll be a 3rd and 19 as the ball goes back to the 14. Clock is continuing to roll, though, with under 45 seconds left.
You almost wonder if you don't just kneel it here and just end this game.
I mean, at this point, not a whole lot going on here. As the snap back to Malone. He'll try to throw. Now wanted to try to run, and he is absolutely hammered as he gets maybe to the 5.
Well, and that's why right there.
Yes, because that can happen. Trevor Fromm is one of the guys that came as he was being wrapped up and just kind of put an end to that play from Malone as he loses all the way back to the 5. And now the clock will continue to roll. I think if you're Chisholm, you don't have to stop it. You shouldn't stop it, and they won't. And the time will roll off, and this one's going to go into the books. Well, it was only 8-6 at halftime, but the Longhorns completely dominated the Goldbugs in the second half. And Alva will finish the regular season at least with a 2-8 overall record, and then we'll await to see whether or not they elect to go into the postseason or what might happen moving forward. But We do know Alva finishes the regular season on a 6-game losing streak, and they fall to 2-8 on the season. They'll officially finish 7th in 2A District 1 with their only district win coming in their homecoming matchup against Newkirk earlier in the season. Final score tonight as Chisholm now ups their lead in the all-time series. The Longhorns with the win tonight lead the all-time series against the Goldbugs 23-21. We'll take a timeout, and we will start our post-game wrap-up show after this. Goldbug football tonight brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7.
The Northwestern Bookstore is everything you need, whether you're a staff, student, or just your average Ranger fan. They offer everything from hats to t-shirts, polos, jackets, hoodies, and so many more Ranger clothing options. If you are a student, you can also purchase everything you need for the semester. You can also shop online and customize your order by visiting buyrangergear.com. So stop in and browse to our selection by visiting the Northwestern Bookstore located in the Student Center at Northwestern Oklahoma State University.
Alva State Bank and Trust Company prides itself on supporting our customers. For over 100 years, we've been part of this community. We invite you to stop by and learn more about the qualities that we display, like community involvement and great customer service.
Call, stop by, or visit www.alvastatebank.com to open an account and let us show you what family banking is all about. We are big enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Holder Drug has been serving the community of Alva since 1952. When you are in need of medication, healthcare items, and more, look to none other than Holder Drug, Alva's local pharmacy. Holder Drug is locally and family owned and is always ready to serve you. They offer convenient drive-through pickup as well as free delivery with your medication. They also offer a number of gift ideas for those special holidays. For more information, visit their website, www.holderdrug.com, or stop by 513 Barnes Avenue in downtown Alva.
At Bank Central, we're constantly finding the latest technology to make our banking experience easier for you. Downloading our mobile app will help you bank with ease. Our newly updated app allows you to block transactions on your debit card, receive alerts, schedule transfers between accounts, and log in with Touch ID. That's our newly updated Bank Central app. Find it in your app store for free. Bank Central wishes good luck to all our area teams this season. Bank Central, where we're centered on you. Member FDIC.
Dr. Troy Smith wants you to see a difference today at Alva Vision Clinic, a member of Vision Source. Dr. Smith offers a variety of services to patients of all ages, from your child's first eye exam to pre- and post-cataract and LASIK surgery appointments. Open Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 5:30, with appointments beginning at 7:30 on Tuesday and Wednesday. Alva Vision Clinic is here to serve you. Let them show you a difference in your vision. Stop by 504 College in Alva or give them a call today at 580-327-2393.
Whether you're purchasing a new home, renovating your existing home, or using the equity in your home for other needs, the home loan products at Community Bank has you covered. Stop by 1729 College Boulevard right here in Alva or call 580-327-5500 today to visit with one of their home loan experts and let them help you get started with your home needs today. Community Bank, equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Adam Jordan with Beatles Nursing Home. At Beatles, we let our reputation speak for itself. Here's what the family of one of our residents had to say about their experience.
The love and patience projected by the administration and staff is greatly appreciated by our family. The difference between a job and ministry is evident at Beatles Nursing Home.
If you're looking for comprehensive health care in a Christian environment, look no further than Beatles Nursing Home, located at 916 Noble Street in Alva.
Welcome back to Ranger Field tonight as the Goldbugs fall to Chisholm 41-6. And, you know, man, this game is a little bit of a microcosm of what we've seen over almost the last 6 games, if you think about it. In fact, it really is, because it's going to be interesting when you look at the way the season is going to be remembered, and obviously the losses in a row and all those things. But okay, go back to the OCS game. It's a close, relatively close game at halftime. The Goldbugs certainly weren't getting blown out at halftime by any means. They wind up losing 33-14. Luther was about as close as we've seen in a while in a game with Alva Luther. Alva was only down 13-6 at half. They wind up losing by the final count of 37-12. So the second half, all goes to Luther. Same thing with Perry. Goldbugs were right there with Perry. And then, of course, the Longhorns the Maroons just completely exploded in the second half. They beat the Goldbugs 46-14. Now, it was a little bit of a flip. In fact, it was a big flip in the Hennessy game because Alva was down 15-0 and actually came back to get within 15-14, but ultimately wound up losing that one 17-14. That's been the only outlier, really, over the last couple of ball games. Then you go to Blackwell, down 16-0 at half. You wind up losing 28-0. And then tonight, Chris, same thing, 8-6 at halftime. Everything's still right there for the taking if you're the Goldbugs. And, Chisholm just really a lot of reasons, certainly. They played pretty well, but things just totally started to snowball, I thought, especially after it was 16-6, and you got that other touchdown to make it 22-6, and then everything just kind of fell apart from then on, really. Oh, sorry. There you go. There.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because, last year these games were over by halftime.
Yeah. Honestly.
If you'll remember, in fact, we had that stat early in the season, looking at, when before the Goldbugs finally beat Fairview.
Yep.
And, something like they were down like an average of what was like 37-2. I mean, something ridiculous. Where the games were really pretty much over at half. And then this year, it's kind of been the reverse of that, right? I mean, they've been in a lot of these games, at least to open up the second half, but it's been in the second half where things have kind of fallen apart on them. And it's just, just a lot of games this year, and we don't know how it's going to play out, whether or not we're going to play another game. But, assuming that we don't, you're going to kind of look back on this and think, well, we were in a lot of games in the first half and even going into halftime, but whether it's just, we're not making the halftime adjustments we need to make, or, we're not coming out and showing anything different. And so we're allowing the opposing team to just kind of key on what we did on the first half. Whatever the case is, whatever the issue is, whether it's, and I don't think it's effort, and I don't think it's
I definitely don't.
That the kids aren't trying. I think they are trying, and I think that there is effort, and I think that they do care, and I think that they do want to win. But for some reason in all of these games, I mean, you take out the Blackwell game where we were down 16-0. You take out the Hennessy game where we were down 15-0. I mean, we were at halftime within a victory in, what is that, 1, 2, 3 of these last 5 games.
Yeah, exactly.
And, I mean, you gave yourself a chance, but just for some reason, third quarters and even tonight going into the fourth quarter, there was still a chance. You had to have things break your way for sure, but it wasn't out of reach for you when the fourth quarter
really
started.
wasn't.
But it's interesting how that flipped from one year to another. The one year you're out of the games by halftime, and then this year, you're in the games, but you just can't close them out in the second half. That's very interesting.
Yeah, football is really funny that way in a lot of ways. So want to get the headsets pushed over to Mr. Dalton Beeler as he's come up from the sideline. We'll get some final thoughts for you. And again, it's just a tough game, a tough loss, tough way to end at least the regular season. You were down there tonight, certainly, and it's funny because it was so spirited in the first half, which is what you expect from an Alva Chisholm game. I mean, the teams were really going at it, and that's what you want. There's nothing wrong with that. But then I think it just one of those things where one thing went wrong, and I don't know how to react other than just kind of a snowball scenario. It seemed like that first touchdown that made it 16-6, and then from then on out, it just kind of was thing after thing, pancake after pancake, really, that rolled towards. And Alva just couldn't get it back. It's, for lack of a better term, you fall off the rails, right?
Absolutely.
But just give me your thoughts as you were watching that from the sidelines in terms of how everything kind of went downhill, if you will.
Yeah, watching, we came out and we played some decent enough football, and then they had that high pooch onside kick, and I'm kind of looking back and thinking about it. They've been doing that all night long, and they finally were successful at it, and everyone on the sideline was just kind of in shock and awe, like, holy cow, it just happened.
Yeah.
And looking back, it's, we need to kind of make adjustments when we're seeing that all night long, and that was just a little bit of an overlook. And after that, it was just downhill. That was the final nail in the coffin from what I observed, and Chisholm just took control of the game from there on out, and they had all the momentum, and up until that point, they would give us some of it back, and they put it in their pocket and they kept it, and we just kind of laid down after that.
Yeah, and think about that. Prior to that onside scenario that you're talking about, of course, they had just scored on the 6-yard touchdown pass from Patton to Wickert. At that point, it's still only 26 or 22-6. Mm-hmm. So that game, it's not out of reach even then. And at that point, if you're looking at the time frame, it's right at the start of the fourth quarter, essentially, is when he scored that touchdown, like 6 or 7 or 8 minutes into the fourth. So you still have basically in the entire quarter, and you would have only been down 22-6 at that point. The onside happened, essentially. Then they go in to score one play after that. They throw a 34-yard touchdown pass to the Wickert kid again. So all of a sudden now it's 28-6, mm-hmm. and then you get the pick six later, and then just like I said, it's just one of those things. And you've been on the sidelines either as a player or in coaching scenarios when games have just happened. It's just, I know it's frustrating for the coaches. It's certainly frustrating for the players and the fans to just see a game like that fall by the wayside, really.
Absolutely. And you look back and you wonder, how did I let that one get away from myself?
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get stunned out there as a player, as a coach. And, I coached for a guy, Kevin Turco, who coached for Lou Holtz. And he always said, Lou Holtz always preached about don't flinch.
Right.
And he had taught me that, and it just kind of stuck. And I think what that really means is when those bad things happen, you can't gasp for air. You can't stop and figure out what's going on. It's a part of the game. Move on to the next play. And I think a little bit of what happened tonight is they got stuck on the onside kick, and they just said, dang, man, that's bad luck, and this is not fun.
Yeah, I know. And that's hard. Yeah, like I said, especially at the end of a tough season, and mm-hmm. it's against your rival. If you're playing Alva Chisholm, that's the game we've talked about. You want that to go in your favor, and just wasn't meant to be tonight. Partner, I do want to appreciate your help with us, helping us on the sidelines. Of course, you had a chance to help me a couple of weeks, in the booth and everything, but it's kind of been a pleasure to have you. We don't, we're not saying this is the end or whatever. We don't know for sure, but if we do go, we'll see what happens. But it's certainly been fun having you and kind of getting your coaching insight. Yeah. Chris and I have both kind of, I think, kind of called on you for some of the coaching thoughts.
Sure.
So
I've really enjoyed it. It's been a lot of fun. Being a coach, I know you guys are up here doing stuff, but I never really understood.
Yeah, we're doing a few things.
I knew
some people might say we don't do anything. I don't know, but
I've always appreciated every radio crew that I've ever been a part of. But being on this side of it, I really do appreciate the time that you put into it, because it's not something you just show up to and you just start talking football. You spend a lot of time throughout the week studying the opponent and getting depth charts and figuring out different scenarios on district. And I mean, it's a lot more than just flipping a switch and start talking, so that's it's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it.
Well, we've enjoyed having you for sure. That's Dalton Beeler again, who's been helping us from the sidelines. We're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back, give a few final stats, get a chance to pass out our K&K Bodyworks offensive and Northwest Electric defensive players of the game, and we'll do that when we return from our post-game break. Goldbugs again fall to Chisholm tonight. 41-6 is your final. We're back after this. Goldbug football brought to you by Alva State Bank on Classic Hits 105.7.
Pioneer Cellular's newest sale is all about you. Both new and existing customers can save up to 40% on all new smartphones and cellular devices from August 10th to the 28th. Pair your new device with the most affordable family plans backed up with the best coverage in Western Oklahoma. It's possible for existing customers to save even more with Go Pioneer loyalty benefits. Don't miss the best in summer savings August 10th through the 28th. Stop by your local Pioneer Cellular office or visit gopioneer.com for more information. Some restrictions may apply.
Today's economic environment brings challenges, but along with challenges comes opportunities and potential rewards. At E&J Financial, we offer a consolidated approach to your financial future. E&J is independent and locally owned, servicing all of Oklahoma and Kansas. Plus, we can write all insurance lines, including auto, home, farm and ranch, business, health, and life. You already trust E&J with your taxes and wealth management. Now trust us to take care of your insurance needs. Stop by for more information at any of our locations in Stillwater, Woodward, and right here in Alva.
As we head into the fall season, don't forget about the Farmers Co-op and Pride Tire and Auto Center for all of your car care needs. From oil changes to tires, brakes, and front-end alignments, let our caring and knowledgeable staff help you with the maintenance on your vehicle. Stop by 901 Sealing Street or call us at 580-327-0521. That's 327-0521 to schedule an appointment Monday through Friday.
Build a great future for yourself at Northwest Technology Center. Enroll this month in one of their great evening courses. They offer classes in computers, health-related areas, business and professional development, and much more. Northwest Technology Center also offers training for your business at your convenience. Contact us today for more information at 580-327-0344 in Alva or 580-227-3708 in Fairview. Northwest Technology Center, preparing students for success in education, careers, and life.
Yeah, welcome back to Ranger Field, our post-game wrap-up show, as we're just about to put a capper on the regular season portion of this one for the Goldbugs tonight. They fall to Chisholm 41-6 as your final. Chris, just a couple of final statistics. As we mentioned, the stats were pretty even or close to it, I thought, in the first half. Certainly Alva was kind of right there with only being down 8-6, but second half, everything just kind of snowballed away, especially with those late things that kind of seem to happen one right after the next, really.
Yeah, it's one of those games where really the final score doesn't really indicate. You're going to look at the final score. You're going to say, okay, it's 41-6. It must have just been one of those games where Chisholm just dominated from beginning to end, and that's not really the case. No, it wasn't. Yeah, this game was 16-6 going in the fourth quarter. Chisholm outscores the Goldbugs 25-0 in the fourth quarter. It really makes it seem worse than it really was. Yeah. And 15 first downs tonight for the Longhorns, 10 for the Goldbugs. Neither team was particularly good on third down. 5 out of 12 for Chisholm. Right. 3 out of 11 for the Goldbugs. 284 total yards for Chisholm, 122 for the Goldbugs. The Goldbugs did have trouble at times moving the ball, but there again, some of the fumbles, 11 fumbles in this game.
Yeah, man.
How about that?
Between both teams.
Right.
Wow. Yeah.
And that took away from some of the final total yards numbers. I thought Dalen Malone played really well. I mean, 7 out of 18, 122 yards. He did have the 2 picks. One of them, though, when he was under real heat, and I think he got hit from behind, which kind of caused the ball to flutter a little bit. Chisholm passed 21 times, completed 14 for 211 yards. Very efficient night passing the ball for Chisholm. Rushing stats, the Goldbugs, and again, the fumbles take away from this. So the fumbles are going to make this seem a lot worse than it really was. 30 carries for the Goldbugs, 10 yards. 32 carries for Chisholm for 73 yards. Penalties were another big story tonight. Yeah. I didn't even count all of the Goldbug penalties just because of the way that I do the penalties. Right. But I had the Goldbugs for 7 penalties for 46 yards. That number was more like 12 or 13. Right. Especially in the fourth quarter with the roughing the passers and the roughing the kicker down there at the end and so on and so forth. Chisholm didn't have a good night when it comes to penalties either. I had them penalized 9 times for 92 yards. Goldbugs fumbled the ball 6 times. They lose 2. How about this one? Chisholm fumbles the ball 5 times and didn't lose any of them. Yeah, right. How about that?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Nothing really else that really stands out. Drake Wharton, I thought, ran the ball tough.
He did.
He just didn't have a whole lot of room. He finishes with 21 carries for 44 yards. Gracious. Zane Tiger, we'll talk about him more here in a minute, finishes with a really nice game for him, 6 catches for 111 yards. Including the long 39-yarder that almost went for a touchdown. So.
Yeah, well, and then defensively, in terms of, we had some guys I thought that played well at times defensively. I think, and we're about to give our players the game, but I think there's a few guys that you could certainly throw out there that didn't have bad nights defensively. It just everything, as we mentioned, that fourth quarter skews a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, you look at guys like Nathan Hunt. I mean, how much is this team going to miss him next year?
They're going to miss him a lot. I agree.
He's just one of those really solid guys. He finishes with about 5 or 6 tackles. Alec Ferguson's another one.
Yes, he is.
How much he's going to be missed. Logan Nusser, there's another one who's going to be really missed next year who had a good night tonight.
Yep, absolutely. Let's go ahead and slide things into our player of the game portion of our post game. We're going to start offensively, and I think the one name that we talked about that we're going to go with, the stats kind of bear it out really, but Zane Tiger. I mean, it's more than likely his last game. Certainly his last game played here at Ranger Field, more than likely. And I thought Zane played really well. He's had some games where he's dropped the ball and some things like that, but the one catch that was almost a touchdown was just a nice. I mean, the ball was tipped by the Chisholm defender, and you could have very easily just given up on that, and he caught it on the tip, almost scored, and then, as you mentioned, had over 100 yards receiving. So we're going to go with Zane Tiger.
Yeah, and they were double teaming him, especially once he got on track.
Yeah, because keep in mind, without Gavin Perez, he was kind of the main deep threat anyway.
Right, and you could see it even with the way they were lining up, because they had the cornerback over him, obviously, but then they were rotating the safety.
Yeah.
To where the safety wasn't but about 3 or 4 yards away from the corner, lined up directly behind him. So they were well aware of the threat that Zane posed, and that's if you're not going to go out with the state title, you want to go out with a game like that, and maybe his best game offensively as a Gold Bug. He's had a couple of them this year, but. He really stepped up. I thought Zane played really, really well.
So that's our offensive player of the game, brought to you by K&K Body Works. Our defensive player, again, we mentioned a couple of these guys, but I think we're going to settle on Keaton Lewis, the junior linebacker. And not only did he have, some tackles tonight, but my goodness, he's just becoming one of those guys that goes to contact and makes big hits. And we saw, there was one play that I don't usually talk about huge hits right as they happen, even if they are, but the one hit that he had on the quarterback, Bryce Patton, down here at about the 45-yard line or so, just had some really big sticks, I thought, and is a guy that's had to steadily play more defensively as the year has gone on. And so we're going to go with Keaton Lewis, who's just a junior.
Yeah, he was great. He really, I think Keaton Lewis had a really good year overall.
He did.
I really do. And, he got overshadowed a little bit by how good our defensive line was at times.
Yeah.
With Logan Nusser and Alec Ferguson and those boys. But, Keaton, I thought, had a really good year. I mean, he's not a real big kid.
No, he's not.
But boy, he will just come up and lay the wood on somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, he really will. I mean, he really packs a punch, and he's one of those defensive players, and I don't say this to be insulting. I think I've always felt like things like this were a real compliment to a kid, but you get the sense that when he's lining up to hit you, he's trying to hurt you.
Yeah,
and I want to be clear in that.
I know where you're going.
I'm not saying he's trying to injure people or he's playing dirty. I think he's just one of those kids that just has that mindset of, you're going to know when I've gotten you.
Yeah.
And, boy, he has laid some licks on some people this year, and he laid some licks on some people tonight for sure.
I can promise you, I think Bryce Patton's going to feel a couple of those that he took.
A little bit extra time in the cold tank tonight for sure for him. Because, boy, Keaton really, really lit him up a couple of times.
Absolutely. Well, again, we don't know for sure what's going to happen going into next week. We'll know that, I'm sure, pretty soon in terms of what the decision will be if the Gold Bugs do go on, if they don't. If it's not, it certainly would be our last football game, partner. But I think you and I, and I don't want to totally throw it away from football in case we do have another game. But, basketball season isn't that far behind as we go forward. I know We've each had some discussions with Coach Feely for the Gold Bugs and certainly Coach Horn for the Lady Bugs, and their season now pending whatever could happen COVID related. We know that can still be, but right now the season opener for basketball is scheduled for December 1st, and by the way, it's against the Chisholm Longhorns if that all works out. So we could see the end of football season against Chisholm and the start of basketball season as well. But I'm certainly looking forward as we go towards basketball season and seeing what might happen. I think it's going to be a very interesting year for both the Ladybugs and the Gold Bugs.
Yeah, I think it will be. And we felt that way last year when the season ended for the Gold Bugs, and of course that tough loss to Prague. Where we had them down, and then and then they just started making everything they were throwing up there in the fourth quarter. But going back and looking over some of those games last year, they didn't get a lot of wins, but they were in a lot of games. They were right there. 6-point loss to Woodward at the end of the season at Woodward.
Yeah.
I had an opposing coach tell me last year about the Gold Bugs, and this would have been probably late January or so. He was talking about the youth and how young we are.
Yeah,
we were
at the time. Yeah.
And he said, he told me, he said nobody wants to play the Gold Bugs in the playoffs. You know, we're all hoping that will pass for us and not have to play them. And you know, it's a team that, you know, take the next step in the maturation process, right? And so it should be a really good season. And just talking with Coach Horn recently about the Ladybugs, he really feels like they're going to be better than people expect them to be. That, you know, certainly losing two All-Staters.
Right. You lose Peyton Jones, you lose Lexi Room,
right.
You lose Acacia Charles. I mean, that's a lot to
sure.
You know,
but there's a lot of young talent coming.
Yeah.
And so, you know, should be a really fun season.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, partner. And again, glad to have you back after missing a couple of games. I know that was tough on you, but we certainly we're glad to have you back in the booth tonight for sure.
Absolutely.
Partner.
It's great to be back.
All right. That's going to wrap it up for us. Again, for tonight, the Gold Bugs fall to the Chisholm Longhorns. Final score as Chisholm beats the Gold Bugs 41-6. Chisholm ends the season, or at least the regular season, with a 3-6 overall record. They finish as the number 6 team in District 2A1 as they finished officially 2-4 in district play. Gold Bugs again finished 2-8 after last year's 2-7 season, and Alva finishes 1-6 in district play. So, final score for the final time, as we said, we'll know, I would assume, relatively quickly what will happen next week. If there is a playoff game in Alva's future, what it would hold, what would happen. We would certainly let you know if that does happen. If it doesn't, then, you know, certainly this will be the final for the Gold Bugs, and we'll move on towards the basketball season with the opener coming on December the 1st. For my partner, Chris Ruwal, for Dalton Beeler, and for Catherine Ball back in studio, we've had a great time bringing you Gold Bug football this season, and hope to see you on down the line. Have yourself a very, very good Friday evening, a great weekend coming up as the Gold Bugs again fall, unfortunately, tonight to the Chisholm Longhorns 41-6. That's going to do it. This has been another edition of Alva Gold Bug football tonight, brought to you by Alva State Bank here on Classic Hits 105.7. So long.